Welcome to the city of 1,000 streets, the city that thrives in the dark and has more than enough problems that need solving.
What at one point was a dozen or so small villages that struggled to stay safe from the surrounding woods soon formed an alliance based in trade and mutual need for survival.
Years would pass, and these villages would grow to a point where borders would clash. 12 became 10, and 10 became 7, until only one village remained. This resulted in a city so massive that traveling from the North Gate to the South Gate would take more than 2 days.
The Six Boroughs stand as both a symbol of unity and selfishness. Hiding behind the massive stone walls that protect the city, they also use the River Styx to divide them.
Life in the boroughs varies greatly the further west you live. East Haven, or better known today as the slums, gets the worst of it, with almost zero political assistance and the city guard turning a blind eye to its downfall. Meanwhile, New Noximbres stands as a beacon of hope and possibility, at least at face value.
Around every corner lies a new story and a new perspective. From the gangs that control the boroughs behind the scenes, to the Steel Knights who work to protect and serve while also helping themselves on the side. Even the traders that travel across all the boroughs to buy and sell wares see a side of Noximbres that some may never see.
The churches that worship and preach to anyone who will listen, some to the gods of the land, some to base ideals, the mercenaries and sellswords who work for the highest bidders, and the heroes who are few and far between, but do what they can to save their city.
A true metropolis spanning far and wide. What secrets rest just below the surface? And how long can the city stand when half of it could crumble at any moment?
Welcome to Noximbres. There we are. Howdy, y'all. It has been a minute since the Cap Dice crew has all been together as a team. A couple months getting ready for this, so bear with us as there might be a little bit of rust, but we're going to work through it together. Some bookkeeping. For anyone who is unaware with what's going on here, my name is Zach. I am the Dungeon Master for Cap Dice. Below me in my little pyramid here are my lovely players. We'll do some introductions here in a second. But just so we're all on the same page for a few things here, alerts are not a thing for these streams, only because this is more of our home game that I kind of just open up for the public to see. So we're not going to be stopping to do thank yous or any of that. I usually try and get through them all at the end of stream if you want to wait around to hear all of that, but this is mainly just so we can get in, get playing, and have a good time, and you guys get to watch and experience that along with us. Couple new things that weren't a thing last campaign. We now have a couple new social media things. Those will all be linked below the channel, as well as the VODs of these streams are going to be up on YouTube. I'm going to try and get them up on the Fridays, but we'll see what the actual scheduled day comes out to be with editing and uploading and all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's kind of just our house stuff. We'll go through anything as it comes up that is deemed relevant, but without further ado, let's go ahead and just do some quick intros. Left to right, top to bottom, go ahead and give us just your name and what's a fun fact? I'm gonna put you guys on the spot. How long have you guys been playing Dungeons and Dragons? We'll start with the rocks.
Roxas. I will be playing the character Volt. And I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since December of 2019.
Nice. I think Malik's doing math.
Hi, I'm pissed. First of all, hi, I'm Malik. And math, Jesus, when did... Oh my god. You know what? Let's just go and say that I have been playing D&D for 6 years? Yeah, we'll go 6 years. Just leave it at that. I think we need to
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Yep. I'm on it. Properties.
I'm up next.
Yeah.
All right. Do I wait for Zach?
No,
or do
you're
I
good.
just go?
You're good. I fixed it.
All right.
It wasn't routed the right direction. I fixed it.
Yep. I'm Pierce. Been playing D&D for fuck. What's it been, Zach?
Our first stuff was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. So yeah.
Trent?
Who's next? Is it me?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
geez.
Sorry,
Hi.
it's flipped on y'all's
It's
ends.
okay. I'm not even looking at the stream, so I don't even see the order.
It's all good.
I'm Trent. I'll be playing the character Ditch. And I've been playing for... When did we start? 2 years ago?
Yeah. About.
Our first Cap Dice session was my first one, so...
Yep.
Huzzah.
Damn.
I'm up next.
Yep.
My name is Amber, aka Wife Draw. I don't know what you call me. I'm the DM's wife. And I've been playing D&D since he forced me to do it in 2018?
That was, yeah. No, 2017, I think.
4 years? 3 years?
No, it was 2018 because we were living together already.
4
Yeah.
years.
So three-ish.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm playing Oz, and let's see what I've been playing for about 5 years now. So
And I am Steven, and I'm playing Matt motherfucking Jones, and I've been playing D&D for about 3 years.
Lovely. As stated, my name is Zach. Long Draw TV, etc. I have been DMing for, oh god, now I have to do math. 7 years, 8 years, something like that. For those who are unaware of how Cap Dice started, it was a group of my wife's lovely friends who had not really gotten the chance to experience a good chunk of D&D play, and I wanted to fix that. So we got a group together, and then we've added some lovely faces. Funny enough, our little middle row trio along the way have become our additions. We start with the core four at the bottom, and we've picked up some players as we go to our little found family here. So, Bear Force 5. Without any further ado, without any more delay, and without any more rambling on my part to avoid this, let us jump right in to the very first session of Noximbres. I'm going to need... Let's do far lefts here. So, Rox and Trent. I need both of you to give me just raw D20 rolls.
Oh God, we're starting off.
Just
Starting
some
off heavy.
just some luck. Oh, okay. This is why I should have a dice cam, because the very first roll of the entire campaign is a natural 20.
Oh my.
I believe. Yeah.
Why is Amber
Amber
rolling?
Twitch chat.
I asked
Okay.
Twitch gods and they delivered.
And they delivered.
Oh, weighted dice? Weighted dice.
Waited.
Oh my goodness.
That is how you start a
That's
campaign. Here we
some
go.
good juju. I love it.
Oh,
All right, Ditch.
why did that not come over?
did not
Sorry,
pass
hang
through?
on.
No, you're fine.
No, apparently the D&D Beyond does not pass through into the other one. It was a 3.
A 23 total. Not bad, guys. So, with a natural fucking 20 to start us off, thank you, Rox, for that.
Anytime. We'll just add it to the cap stats.
Let us jump back to our trio. Volt, Inanis, and Bors, as the three of you had docked your dinghy, your little rowboat, after a swift sail across one of the lakes of Noximbres. You found yourselves on a unkept stone pathway in disarray and much need of repair. Heading towards the hideout you have discovered, what is the marching order of the three of you?
I mean, I'm gonna try to take point.
Okay.
I'll let him take point.
He's gonna try.
I'm not
Okay.
going to be too far behind him. I'll be somewhere like in the middle.
Okay. So Boris, Inanis, and Volt bringing up the rear. Okay.
I'm fine with that.
And let's go ahead and take that order for some true character introductions this time instead of player introductions. So Pierce, if you would be so kind, can you give us the 20-second breakdown of Boris in stature and appearance?
Yeah, so Bors is a black minotaur, like black fur, currently in black and silver armor. Fairly tall. I mean, I'd say probably 6'4", probably. Has one natural horn and one horn that has been repaired that is ill-fitting and bandaged. Yeah. And praise be to Father.
Praise be to Father. Inanis, in the middle of the three, can you follow up as well, please?
Yeah. So I, Inanis, am, as you appear to look at me, wearing my nice Steel Knight armor, nice and slick, very new, very white. Seems as if I've never seen a day of battle, but don't let the looks fool you. Unfortunately, you do not get to gaze upon my beautiful face, for as you look upward, you see that my hood is up with a mask covering it. What's underneath the face, you'll have to wait and see, but at least height-wise, I'm not too far from Boris, also standing around 6'4", and the armor fools you a little bit. I'm not as big and buff and bulky as the armor would make you think I am.
Mm-hmm.
A good comparison is think Cloud Strife.
Mm.
I'm very twinky, but I can hit hard when I need to hit hard.
Thin and lean, but wearing some nice big armor, but nothing compared to our lovely resident big boy. Rox, please introduce Volt to everyone.
I'm playing Volt, who is an 11-foot tall dragonkin, bronze-colored scales, also wearing armor of the Steel Knights. His armor dinged and scratched and dulled. It has seen many a battle. Where the armor does not cover his arms and some places around his neck, you'll see cuts and nicks that have scarred over time and healed. He is a middle-aged dragonkin, grizzled and a little too old for the shit he's in right now.
Lovely. And Boris, as you take the lead, you I wouldn't say John, but you're in a bit of a hurry. There's some shit that needs to get taken care of. And are you moving quickly but stealthily, or is it full steam ahead?
I mean, it's just full steam ahead.
Awesome.
I'm not gonna try to make that roll a disadvantage.
More power to you, man. If that's the way, that's the way. Inonis and Volt. Boris seems to be throwing care to the wind. Do you follow his lead, or is there kind of a let him take the lead and you two stealth behind vibe?
I'm letting him set the pace, so if he's going full bore, I'm going full bore.
All right, sounds awesome. Inonis, same?
Yeah, after what happened last time,
Yeah.
I'm keeping pace.
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. So Boris, you finally make it to the end of the pathway that you have dead and set in front of you, and as you do so, it takes a 90-degree shift to your right, where the rocky face of the kind of cliffside now turns into smooth stone of a building. And in front of you, you see that docked kind of right next to this pathway you've turned onto is another abandoned vessel. Does not seem to be shipwrecked, seems to be usable, but does seem like it hasn't been used in quite some time. And then farther in front of you, past the little dinghy, you see there is a stone archway that opens up into what would appear to be kind of an underground tunnel, but not in the sense of like a sewer system, more in the sense of like a building built into the land, right?
Yeah.
And that leads into a little bit of torchlight, but not much. It seems pretty dim lit here. What would you like to do?
So it's pretty much just the archway in front of me and the boat, right?
There seems to be a little pathway that goes off to the left of the archway, but that seems like it would be where other boats would have docked. There doesn't seem to be a pathway or a door or anything else out to that left side.
I'm just gonna go into the archway then.
Okay. The three of you clang into this kind of stone entry point. And I think out of the four of you, the other four, Ditch. This works out pretty well because you are farthest to the left on the display, so we can do this again. Ditch, with your passive perception, you are, I think the only one who would have picked this up, unless someone is sitting on a massive passive perception that I'm not tracking. So you hear, without even a check, with no stealth being made, clanging of armor and heavy footfall about 60 feet ahead of you around a corner.
Did we establish marching order for when we went into that archway?
I have what I remember from our little pre-session. It was Oz and Wally in the front, followed by Matt and Ditch. Correct? That can be whatever you want. You had a little bit of time to walk here, so it can be however. Fair. This is true.
Yeah,
You're muted.
Someone was.
Yeah, Amber was.
I heard her. I heard her.
Sorry, I forgot. Wally would have been last because I had to run to.
Yeah. Okay. So I will turn to Wally and Cause and Matt behind me and say, "We're not alone down here." Sounds like someone's coming down from the center of the tunnel.
And in saying so, Ditch, what do your companions see when they hear? What do they see when they look at you when you say this?
So so Ditch is starting to be more at home because it's in the shadows. He doesn't like being out in the somewhat twilight that's out in Noximbres. So Ditch is about 6'1", 6'2", very tall and lanky, wearing a leather duster, a hat, and a white button-up shirt. Just got generic slacks on, and has a couple of daggers on his belt, and almost like a pistol. Not satchel. What the heck is it?
Holster?
That you call that a holster, but it's like inside of his coat pocket that's got a book in it. And very pale, like almost like you've had a cold for a month and you haven't drank any water. You're just like ashen white.
Near
kind of pale.
translucent.
Almost translucent.
Lovely.
Yes. Yep.
All right. Just to kind of get a picture here, let's go down the line here. Amber, what do we see if we were to look at Wally as he responds to Ditch?
So Wally is just a little bit shorter than Ditch, about 5'11". He's a slim guy. He's not unathletic, but you would expect that maybe he does cross country, not weightlifting. He has black hair, dark hair, and really, really blue eyes, and high cheekbones. He looks like he maybe came from, what you would say is pure blood in Harry Potter, I guess. But, a noble background. And he's wearing just what you would expect from maybe a shopkeep at a store, just a button-up and some pants, and then he has a nice cloak with a blue gem clasp that has closed the cloak. He has some cuffs and a little dagger at his side. You muted it.
Oh,
Sorry. Alex, what do we see when we look at Oz?
yeah. So Oz is currently wearing a cloak, but underneath it, you can tell he's wearing some brightly colored clothes. He has a green, like long clothes with a vest on, like a nice dark vest. It's kind of dirty. He looks a little scruffy. Has some little scar on his eyebrow, and his ears are slightly pointed, showing that he's half elf, but not fully there, and not fully there.
Not all there.
And he has not all there. He's not all there. That's fair enough to say. And he has a rapier at his side that he is now gripping. Now that Ditch has warned him of danger coming.
All right. And last but certainly not least, Steven, what does Matt motherfucking Jones look like?
All right. So Matt Jones is a teenage boy, about 5.5 feet tall. He's wearing a like matching suit, like vest, pants, dress shoes. It's like a greenish brownish tweed. He has a wooden cane. He's got like that newsboy hat. Basically, I mean, it's really just straight up Peaky Blinders on a 16-year-old.
Ah,
And yeah.
lovely. As the four of you descend down the stone steps that lead farther and farther down this tunnel you've entered, with the heads up given by Ditch, do you continue to kind of charge ahead, or do we take a stealthier approach?
Can I ask a clarifying question?
For sure.
So when I heard this,
Mhm.
you said it's got torches in there?
Not
So
that
is
you can
there
see
light?
just yet. You're basically working off of moonlight at the moment.
Right.
And as you,
So we can see a little bit in,
yes,
right?
and then those with dark
And-
vision would have their shades of gray. Anyone without dark vision is working on the assumption that hopefully around that corner is some more light.
Gotcha. So there is a corner.
Yes.
And I heard the steps from behind the corner.
Yeah,
basically.
turn around the corner. Yep.
Okay. Would I have time to kind of turn back and ask, do you want to wait? Do we want to try to ambush? What do we want to do? Looking at the four comrades behind me. I would guess I would specifically look at Wally, because they're the one that's had the most happen in the last half a day.
Well, I'm definitely like gonna kind of tuck off to the side a little bit, and I'm kind of hunkering down, trying to be stealthy,
Right.
wrapping the cloak around me, kind of hiding the colors of my underclothes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. I think you were talking to me, and I was looking at my baby across the room.
You're good. Don't
It's an
even worry about it.
adjustment. What did you ask me?
I was asking, do we want to let people know we're here? Do we want to like ambush these people, or do we want to hold back and wait? Because you were the one that had the most.
I think we
crap
should try and be
happen to you.
stealthy.
Okay.
We're big time
Yeah.
hiding.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
We're running from the Steel Knights.
wow.
Do we know that that's who that is?
It sounds like them.
I've just heard metal clanking feet coming down the hallway.
Oh hell!
So
Put
I'm
me under
gonna.
the invisibility cloak.
Ditch looks at like his clothes. I'm like, yeah, I don't have that. But I'm gonna draw at least one of my daggers.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of like hug the wall, because I'm assuming it's like a channel, like it's got canal in the middle and then two sides. You're muted, boss.
It's
Yeah,
not
you're muted.
like sewer style. It's just a full staircase. This seems like it would be an
Oh,
an
there's
entryway
no
to a building. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's as similarly as described to the other three. This seems like it would be a pathway to some type of establishment that was built into this cliffside.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stealth against the wall, just kind of like hug the wall, so we're not as visible.
Okay, so go ahead and everyone give me a stealth check with DC 12.
Fuck.
All right. Oh, brilliant. Okay. So.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
do I still have one? I do. I'm gonna use my knowledge from a past life.
What does it add? A D6?
It's 1d6.
All right.
Does
You
that
need
even work?
you need a 5
I
or a
need a
6.
Oh god.
Here we go.
Hang on, let me check it.
One
Go
third.
ahead.
1/3.
No.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay. So, this works out because you guys are kind of in a row here. Inanis, Volt, and Bors. You three have moved up into this entry point and have now found yourself at kind of a crossroads. There is your entryway that you've come in. Directly across from you is stairs that lead upwards, most likely heading back into Canvas Square. And then to your right is a pair of closed double doors. And actually, I think all of you hear this, even Volt. Volt, Boris, and you hear to your left descending the stairs as Ditch kind of slides to a stop. But Wally, not noticing that Ditch has come to a stop, kind of bumps into the back of Ditch, and the two of them proceed to, as the children say, eat shit, and fall over. So there is a loud thud as two bodies hit the ground. Most likely a swear or two is muttered under some breath, but you three are definitely aware of a presence up those stairs around the corner coming your direction.
They sound drunk.
I mean, do you want to take the risk of not finding potential people? You can't leave any stone unturned, right?
I'm here for the building, not random drunks that are falling down fucking stairs.
I'll go check it out.
All right. Volt, you head up the stairs?
I'm gonna. Is it like another archway, like the one we just came through? But there's stairs on the other side?
This seems to be less archway because it doesn't seem to be an exit yet. This seems to be just another hallway that leads into some stairs. Stone walls, stone ceiling, all crafted, nothing too natural.
Okay. Is it tall enough for me, or am I like hunching
yes,
over?
yeah. This is kind of like river walks if you've ever been to like San Antonio and stuff like that. It's very like architecturally like pleasing to look at and very like accommodating for carts and stuff like that. So it's about 10 feet wide and about 15 feet tall.
Okay. Yeah, so Bolt would just walk to the base of the stairs and look up, probably filling the entire doorway as he does.
Okay. You would look up and see a little bit of movement as this tumble had happened at the very bottom of some stairs. Matt and Oz, you two have the choice of whether to have taken this corner or not. You can be behind the corner if you would like. Wally and Ditch, however, either their top half or bottom half is sticking out from behind this corner into your line of sight. And well, you have dark vision, correct? I believe. Am I crazy?
I do not.
You do not?
No.
So it is very dark. It is hard to tell exactly what you're seeing here. There's some very dim torchlight helping. But you do see like two partial bodies that have fallen down.
I'm gonna kind of stumble after them, with my hood up and my cloak. And, oh, we should. Bro, I don't know where we are anymore, guys. I'm gonna try and peek and see what's coming down the hall.
All right, go ahead and give me a perception check. Oz. You know what? Also, give me a deception check and a perception check. I need both from you, please.
Do you want me to roll insight?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and do so with advantage. This is not your first fake drunk you've had to deal with. You have you have advantage on sussing out fake drunks. Hey, Oz is selling it. This dude sounds sloshed. Oz with a 10, I'll say you do see at least Volt. You're unaware of the other two, but at the very bottom of these stairs, kind of right around your corner, you see a very, very large steel knight.
I think we should go, guys.
Now, I don't know if y'all usually end up drinking down here, but tonight's not the night. Go find somewhere else to be drunk. And Volt will turn around.
Sorry, boss. And I'm going to kind of try and pick up Wally and Ditch and go back around the corner.
Lovely.
Come on, let's go.
All right.
Did you say which one of us fell headfirst out?
Yeah,
like, in the hall?
Irrelevant. Whichever one would like to have their head out there.
I will do it, and I'll be like, as I'm trying to get up, I'm reaching for my hat, try to like cover my face, because I would assume in that tumble, my hat would have fallen off.
For sure.
Yep.
Sounds
so I'm gonna
good.
try to like do the hat of shame kind of thing to.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll let Oz kind of pull me up and kind of give him like a pat on the back, like, hey, buddy.
Shouldn't even let kids drink it.
If we're moving toward like around the corner, I want to kind of go around, but then stop.
All right. Matt, where are you? Are you around the corner, or have you stepped out with Oz?
I'm around the corner, but if they're coming back around the corner, which is like you're leaving, right? All right, I'm gonna say, hang on one sec, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna walk towards Volt.
Okay.
All right, so it's like yeah. I just hear the voice, right? And
yes.
I'm a human. So what do I see? Like turning the corner.
You take that corner in very dim light, like probably almost darkness. You see there's some light behind Volt, but not directly in front of him. You see an 11-foot tall figure with very large armor on. Go ahead and give me a history check if you don't mind. And Rox, your check is unnecessary. You know who you're looking at. History. Okay. You would assume this is some type of dragonkin. You're like they're not super rare. Dragonborn, dragonkin exist in Noximbres. So you look at something this tall and you go, okay, that is a big motherfucker. Probably not human. Definitely a Steel Knight.
Yeah. Any sir, any chance you know how to get out of here?
Matrick?
Matt.
Now, there. And Volt's gonna start walking up the stairs now.
Okay.
Now, it's been a while, but I don't forget faces, especially one whose family paid me. I thought you had up and died. To be quite frank.
Sorry, remind me how I know you?
I worked for your family. Pulling guard over you and your siblings a few times.
Is it coming back to me who this is?
Yeah, you're unfamiliar with the exact person, but this is not something you're unaware of. In the grand scheme of things, especially in recent years, probably the last like 5 years before you left, this would be like early childhood for you. So it just seems kind of natural, but you almost never left the house without some type of Steel Knight protection. Cops moonlighting as private security, basically, that your family would pay to escort you around. The individual, there were probably a dozen or so, and none that really stuck around long enough for you to be super familiar with. But the concept checks out.
Okay. Hey, hi. Remind me of your name again?
It's Volt. Sergeant Volt Magris.
Volt. Awesome. Wait, we have good memories, right?
I mean, I always took more of a liking to your brother. He was more inclined to use the sword. But, I mean, we didn't have bad memories.
Hey, that's always the story, right? But at least I'm the better looking one.
Am I, like, up close to him now?
If he hasn't moved back, you could have closed the gap by now, for sure.
Yeah, I'll kneel down so I'm like on eye level with him, and I'll like reach up and like lift his hat. And, like, God damn, it really is you. I definitely thought you would be dead somewhere, probably in the water or a gutter somewhere.
Well, I have no plan on dying anytime soon.
Yeah, maybe there's something to you yet. What are you doing?
Real fast.
In an alleyway.
I'm just doing the usual, I guess. I'm just trying to get food. Are you here by yourself?
Real business.
Real fast. Boris. Volt has walked away. Enon is still there, and you have a locked door in front of you. Because I assume you would have checked the door, right?
Yeah.
It does not seem to be like barricaded behind it, but there is at least a small lock on the center of these two doors.
Okay. I'm gonna light my lantern.
Okay.
Set it behind.
For sure.
Like kind of in the entryway.
Okay.
undo the straps
Yep.
on my back, take off my key,
Yep.
and I'm gonna bash this fucking door
Whoa,
in.
whoa, whoa,
Okay,
whoa,
so-
whoa, 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 whoa,
You see a very a systematic motion that seems Boris has done this many a times. As the torch is lit, placed to give a good aspect of lighting, so he can see exactly what he's doing. A small leather strap is clink undone, and a large what would you call it? Probably 4-foot long. Mini battering ram is released from the lower back of Boris as he takes both handles in his hands, underswing, and slams it into this door. Boris, if you could give me a strength check, please. Awesome. As Volt looks down at Matt and says, "Steel Knight business," you hear an incredibly loud sound of metal colliding with hard wood and two fairly large doors, probably 7-foot tall doors, broken off their hinges and clattering to the ground that echoes through these tunnels.
Yeah, Steel Knight. I gotta go. Don't be a stranger or find me. You know where my boat is. You probably don't. Never mind.
Boat, got it.
Volt starts going down the stairs to see what the fuck the loud crash was.
Can I do an insight check to see if that's actually Steel Knight business or if he's just
Yeah,
BSing
go ahead.
about that?
Give me an insight check. There are Steel Knights down there, and they are doing business. It is also around 11:30, almost midnight, in Canvas Square, in an abandoned tunnel. And Volt is dressed as a city guard, not any kind of special operational knight. He looks like a beat cop. I'll say you don't get any hints of deceit off of what Volt says. However, the side pieces are what don't add up. Like the context clues are what kind of go, oh, that's odd.
Just as a refresher, we came down here looking for that last.
This was the last address you had found on your notes. And for another refresher free of charge, Wally, you know there's a patrol of Steel Knights walking this direction up this tunnel. You had seen them heading this way as you were kind of waiting to enter the tunnel.
Yeah, I did. Well, they were coming from outside of the.
They were on the street above you, not in the tunnel. They were on the street above you, heading towards you.
Yeah, but we don't know that they came down those stairs to.
Well, this is behind you. They would.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is they could have gone somewhere else.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna, I think, turn to, I guess it's Ditch and Oz who are here, and let them know that there were. Now I'm echoing on your mic.
Oh, I got it.
Hooray! Let them know that there were Steel Knights coming, toward us on the street. Anyway, so I don't know if turning back is exactly an option.
Yeah, something doesn't smell right about. There's something off about your friend Volt. Was his name Matt?
Wait,
No idea who that guy was.
Did he say his name? Okay.
He said Volt, but yeah. That was a close one.
You have no memory of who that is at all.
Not a little bit, but it got us out of it.
We should have known about who you are. So.
Well,
And
only
now
one way to
we know
only
a
one way to
little
find
more
out
about
more.
who are Matt Jones.
I was pretty convincing back there, wasn't I?
Patrick. Let me write that down. I don't write it down. I'm just joking.
Well,
okay, I already
only
did.
one way to find out more. And I'm going to pull up my hood, kind of hunch over, and pretend to be drunk and follow after Volt.
He is committed to the bit. I love it.
Drunk people following this guy.
I will.
Mother, is
I'll-
that you?
I will mumble under my breath and just say, "God damn it, Greeny's gonna get us killed." And I will look at Wally and Matt and say, like, I'm not letting him go do this and pretend to be drunk because that's just gonna get him punched. And I will start walking behind Oz.
While that is happening, Boris, as the man who opened this door, you get first dibs at investigations. So allow me to pull up little descriptions. As you kind of enter through this main entry point, it is these large archway tunnels made of uncleaned stone, littered with garbage and debris, most likely from transients or, whoever would find themselves down here in Oz's position and maybe leaving their bottles behind or their mugs. As you go through this, what was a doorway at some point, you see a very dust-covered but decently lit room. A small desk sits across from two small storage crates, and the desk kind of sits to your left as you open up. So as you step in, you have a desk on your left, some crates across from you, a brazier on the wall behind the desk, and then to your right is another door that is closed.
The desk hasn't already been used recently.
I will help you guys out with some visuals here.
Yeah.
Not sure what you guys can see, but
A black screen.
black screen. Okay.
Black screen.
Boris, you have a torch out, right? Oh, actually, hold
I've
on.
got my,
A lot of nutting.
I can
yeah,
fix
I got
this.
my
Give
hooded
me
lantern.
just a sec. So here's what we're gonna do. You guys got light? Some of y'all?
I got the lantern. Nope. Are you talking about on the screen?
Yeah.
No, sir.
No.
All right. This is the stuff we have to deal with. There it is. Okay. I think it's new tokens. That's the problem. Let's just burn through this real quick and we won't have to do it again. Boris, dark vision, yes or no?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope.
You are currently holding a lantern though, correct?
Yes.
What is the distance of or light off that 20/20, like a torch?
Nope. Bright 30, dim 30.
30/30.
Yep.
Love that. Okay. No directional lighting because I don't care about that. Total light 60 feet, safe settings. Boris, can you see?
Yes.
Awesome. Inanis, dark vision.
Not a single thing.
Cool. You do have some vision though. You're not emitting any light. Can you see?
I can.
Brilliant. You are right behind Boris. Vault coming down the stairs. No dark vision, correct? I think I already asked you.
Correct.
Okay. Can you see?
I can now.
Lovely. Ditch is right behind Oz. And then I'm going to say Matt and then Wally. Is that fine for everybody?
Yep.
Oz, dark vision.
Yes.
What's your vision distance?
60.
60
with grays.
feet. Doot. We're going to say dimming. No, actually, we'll say none. Save settings. Can you see?
Yes.
Lovely. Ditch, dark vision.
Nope.
Can you see?
Yes, but I see a weird little, like I see my token and then this weird little like trapezoidal thing.
What do you mean?
I'd share my screen, but it's so like in front of me down below, I can see Volt.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So yes, I can see.
Yeah, it should just be like a thin hallway.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
I don't see the whole hallway, but
Yeah.
I see the end of it.
Yep. Sweet. Because you're basically going off of Boris's lantern that is now emitting into your hallways. Matt, no dark vision because you're just a human. Save settings. Same for Wally. No dark vision. Damn, I did not realize the dark vision in this party was so shite. All right, everybody can see?
I hope we don't have an underground dark.
You guys need to hire a first edition hireling to carry your torches. Okay, so Boris, I hope that helps.
Yeah.
That is what you see at the moment. That Brazier should be helping as well if those that aren't with Boris. Boris, you enter this room. You hear Volt coming up behind you, and I'm gonna say without too much, with those stealth rolls carrying over, there is some other movement coming up behind Boris as well, or behind Volt as well.
Okay. You said the desk doesn't look like it's been used at all recently?
From surface, it looks like it has like kind of a thin layer of dust on top of it. If it has been, it hasn't been on the top. Like nothing's been placed on it or like written on it.
Okay. Vote, they didn't leave.
Yeah, I don't know. They're drunk, kid, but somebody I know, it doesn't matter. Hey, you all out, stay on the stairs.
Everyone
You
should have
truly
control of
think
your
they're gonna stay
tokens. So,
And
have
Honest, you might want to help him. To your still night job. I can't break anything in here. There's nothing here. Is the second door locked?
no, that door is not locked. Would you like to open it?
I'll like kind of crack it a little bit. Is there light inside?
How can I do this? You see that?
Yep.
So there's a little bit of light you can see if you were to like kind of crack it open.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then I will throw it open.
Okay.
And another door.
Oh, Matt just went up in there.
Do I
Wait,
hear
really?
anything?
No. All I see is a little trapezoidal shape like Travis.
Wait, hold on.
That's it.
Something's cutting off your light. Move down. Yeah, keep moving down.
All right, while we deal with some technical difficulties, did you remember to subscribe to the Cap Dice YouTube channel? If you haven't, you're making a huge
You know that
mistake.
Twitch Prime
Please
is
use this time
free?
to our
God damn it, guys.
Oh my
For everyone, hey, did you just get an
Prime is
Amazon
free?
Prime account to
Free
watch The
sub?
Legend of Vox Machina? Well, guess what you can do with that Twitch Prime account? Whatever the hell you want, because we're busy playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I didn't realize now we had to do shameless plugs.
Dude, it comes with the territory.
Heck yeah.
Zach, did you
There.
say we
Does
were
that
able
help?
to?
Oh, that light moved. That light
Yes.
moved.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Sorry, I was copying and pasting it so they had vision in the outside. We'll say that's a dimlit browser as well. Just to help
Okay,
y'all see
yeah,
shit.
that's helpful.
Okay,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I don't think I'm down here yet.
cool.
Where are you? There you are, Matt.
All right. So as we're doing, Boris is moving on ahead. Volt, Inanis, what are the two of you doing as you enter into this room? Are you staying right behind Boris, or is there something you would like to look at or look deeper into, anything like that?
So when Boris basically did the whole like, there's nothing for me to break in here, and like do your thing as a steel knight, I'll kind of, because I'm assuming Volt, you were passing by me, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll kind of do the thing where I just look up and I go, want to switch? This time you go with him, and I'll stand watch in case anybody decides to do something stupid.
Sure. Watch over them, Night Cadmus.
I kind of like, I'll peek over. Oh god, I trade one babysitting job for another.
All right. Inanis, you step back out into the hallway and you see 4 individuals. I think somebody stacked up. There you go. 4 individuals are making their way down the stairs. One looks to be stumbling and kind of sliding against the wall, followed by 3 individuals who are walking perfectly normal.
Get away from me! I don't want to buy your books.
I know.
So the one that looks obviously seeing the 3 that are fine, I look at the one that's drunk and I kind of go to them. He's not bothering you, is he?
No, he's fine.
His medication just didn't sit right with him today, and so we've got a handle.
Wally and I'm gonna say Wally and Matt, give me history checks. Okay. Okay. Wally, you look at this individual in front of you, and they are wearing Steel Knight regalia, but it's slightly different. And you think about it for a second, and you realize that it's hard to pin down because it doesn't have the accent colors you're used to seeing in officer armor. This is a knight of the Steel Knights. This is someone who runs battalions. Frame-wise, looks like he's wearing the armor regally. It looks very fresh and new. And then I'm going to say with the 15, you remember that this is academy armor. This is non-graduate in-class armor. Like, you're done with basic. You've done your Steel Knight training, and now you've been selected to be a knight, and you're back in training. And he has not completed that training as of yet.
Does he look like the right age for that?
Unclear. He has a mask on, so it is you're unable to see his face.
Okay. So we had talked about there being 2 levels to the academy. So you're talking about after the graduation from academy.
Correct.
And moving on to where you would get your actual job.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks for that little tidbit. Do nothing with it.
I would like to try and stumble past him towards the sound of the banging.
Okay. Oz tries to slip into this broken down door frame and right past you, Inanis.
That'd be interesting and all if it wasn't for the fact that him being the only drunk looking person, he'd be the one person I would want to grab and kind of make sure he's all right.
Okay. Do you want to put hands on Oz and kind of hold him up, make sure he's not going to fall?
Kind of want to, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of want to just grab him. It's like, hold on, whoa. Just want to make sure you're okay.
This man up on the sobriety test.
Oz, you feel...
I want to...
Okay, go ahead.
All I was going to say is I just kind of turn to Oz and I go, oh my, I've seen many people who've kind of gone a little overboard with some things, but you, my friend, you seem a little different. You okay?
They're trying to sell me stuff. I don't want to buy it. I don't have the monies. I'm just trying to let me just get past, please.
So,
kind sir.
With the way that they were walking towards him, can I get an insight check on
Sure,
him to see if he's lying?
Yeah, go ahead. Roll insight.
Okay.
Oz is ruining everything already.
Yeah. And I'm gonna we'll carry Oz's deception check over. Malik, this guy's fucking sloshed. This dude had a rough day and that's at the bottom of a keg.
Both the Steel Knights can't tell if he's actually drunk.
Oz is that good.
It's that late at night, I guess. Well, regardless of what they're trying to do, I unfortunately can't let you get past your Steel Knight business. Please, if you're trying to evade people, evade them somewhere else.
So based on what you told me, would somebody who's in training to be a knight really be out on Steel Knight business?
Not without a higher ranking officer. And Volt was in guard duty a year, not officer armor.
Not officer.
So unless the third voice you've heard or the third individual down here is his higher superior, an officer in this armor would never be left unattended. For official Steel Knight business.
Right.
I would like to try and slip out of his grip and even just fall into the room behind him.
Okay, give me an acrobatics check. And Inanis, if you are actively trying to keep him out of the room, give me a athletics check. This will be like a grapple of drunken movement. Oh, no. You stick your arm out, kind of like blocking the pathway, and be like, I can't let you in. You see Oz like wraps a hand around your arm and just swings underneath it and just go and then starts walking backwards, kind of like the finger gun thing where he like turns on his heels, and has slipped into the room.
Yeah, as he starts to do that, I will quickly pull out my greatsword and just stab it down, and I yell towards that direction. Yeah. I told you to stop. Get back here now.
Bors and Volt, you both hear this. Bors, I would say in this amount of time, you could have opened another door if you would like to open that door up.
Yeah, I would have.
Cool.
Now, Bors, do we know what's behind? Okay, we're opening the door. Okay, cool.
Well, I was gonna say I asked, did I hear anything behind this door before we opened it?
Give me a perception check.
Okay.
You put your kind of helmet up to the door and focus for a second, and you don't hear any movement. You hear some like very faint water, like moving water. But you also remember on your trip over here across the lake, Volt telling you what this building used to be. So that doesn't like catch you off guard or anything. But you don't hear any like talking or moving or anything like that. But I will say with a perception check, and I'm going to put this a little bit on an insight check, the two rooms you've been in have been lit. Like the torches have been lit preemptively. And as if you were to open up this door, I'll say, as you kind of like turn it open, you look inside and you see that there is light coming from in here as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through.
Okay.
Like
because
if they haven't had this where he slipped through yet, I would have went in here.
I'll say as you're stepping in, you hear Inanis yell.
As I'm going in here?
As you're stepping in, yeah.
Do I see anything when I step in? Any, movement or anything?
Go ahead. I'll say, how far would you like to step in?
I'll just step probably to here-ish.
Okay. So what can you see? You can see a good amount of stuff in here, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, what you see is what you see. You see what appears to have been a very large communal bath. That this whole facility would have been used primarily for the general public, for pay, of course, as a business, but this is where most people would have come. However, the bottom area where the water normally would have been, about 4 feet deep, now is just kind of an empty pool that has been layered with kind of panels of wood to make a very flat, hard wooden surface. And you see both a large target dummy of humanoid shape and a target in the sense of projectile practice, as well as just a handful of crates kind of smattered about.
Anything look like freshly moved, like last couple of hours?
With a 17, no. I'll say you see there's some hay, like some straw at the bottom of both these targets as if they've been struck recently, but unclear of recently being a day or two or an hour or so. Unclear.
Okay. And then Inani shells at about this time?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'll turn around, drawing the flail.
Okay.
No.
I want to kind of like, as I'm stumbling back, because when he puts the sword down, I'm like, oh, and as I'm stumbling back, I want to cast I want to cast minor illusion in the room that he just opened.
Okay.
And just make it sound like there's another door opening coming from that area.
Okay. Give me just a second. Hold on.
And then I was going to say, once he's done with his shenaniganry, I have something to say to Ina.
Okay, what would you like to say?
Well, I'm gonna step up when he pulls out his sword. And be like, hey, man! Like, chill out. It's okay. You're a strong guy. He's not gonna make any trouble. He's a silly man. Don't worry about it. But I'm curious though. You say Steel Knight business. What kind of business y'all after? Because I don't see many Steel Knights around that look like you doing official business.
I look back at where Oz went, and then I look back at Wally, and immediately my demeanor just shifts like a reset, and I go, "Good question." But before that, is he with you?
I mean, listen, we've all had a really tough day, and I'm just trying to like help the guy out. Like, wait, yeah, I don't know. You may be aware there was an explosion in Canvas Square, and like that was crazy, man. Like, and so we're just trying to, get through the day. Like, we just met him, but we're just trying to help the guy out.
You all hear a door open farther in the compound.
So I'll just quickly look back for the sound of the door.
Real fast, Oz, give me a sleight of hand check. That is a somatic spell.
Yep.
I'll let the material slide because it's a cantrip. Okay.
Oh my god, dude!
No one out of the other 6 people here see anything.
Wait. Oh, it tied.
I think it's one above yours.
Incredible.
You said, oh, you're
Passive
right.
perception.
Perception, not investigation. You were right.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes. No one sees anything. Wally says that to Inanis, and all of you hear a loud door creaking inside this compound.
Well, the second
I'm grabbing.
I'm yelling to both of my fellows. Deal with these ingrates, and I'm gonna run back into this room and try to find
Hell yeah.
fucking.
All right, Boris, stay there for a second because that'll be you're like charging ahead. Vault, what were you gonna say?
I'm grabbing Oz. I was just going to pick him up and put him outside again, but now that Boris has gone and run off, I'm going to try and put him in manacles.
Okay. Give me a. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. I need everyone to roll initiative.
God damn it.
Ooh.
Select them tokens. Select them tokens.
Do I need to roll initiative?
Yes.
Since I'm not there.
This is roleplay initiative. So this is like who does what as it all happens and goes first.
I'm rolling my initiative, but since we haven't officially leveled up, it's -3.
Okay. Sounds good.
Minus 3 my intelligence.
Sounds good.
What's with my rolls?
So Wally is a 12.
Very bad pull.
Oh, it's got the old stuff in there.
Big old 1. It should overwrite most of them unless there's new tokens. Oh, I see. Okay, so they are not. Inonis is not a 9 anymore. Inonis is a 5.
Why my initiative's always so bad?
There we go.
Wally is a. Oz, yours is a 18, correct?
Yeah, it was 18. I had to. I
Gotcha.
re-rolled it. And
Okay, fixed it. Sweet. Boars, you rolled a 9. That's correct. Volt is a 1. That's correct. Ditch is a 20. Hell yeah. That can go away. Volt is not the 16. He rolled a 1. Is anybody on there twice that I'm not seeing?
I'm on there twice as a 19 and a 9.
Oh, yeah, I see it now. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sweet. So,
2 20s? God damn.
descending. Ditch, I think you have a higher dex. So,
Mine plus 3. Yeah.
Yep.
okay. So, Ditch, you see, and this is all kind of happening, Matrix slow-mo style. The large Minotaur man has ran away. Inanis still has his sword out.
I haven't seen him, though, yet, right? I haven't seen.
I'll say
Minotaur
all this
guy.
is kind of happening pretty quick. You would have heard. So maybe you would have heard him shout something and movement. You're not sure what he looks like, but you've heard movement and shouting. And Volt is currently reaching behind him to grab manacles.
Yep.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna kind of step out because I don't know if Inonis has seen me yet because I've been kind of standing there. So I'm gonna step out with my hands, just kind of like, okay, he is playing you. He has not had a lick of drink, at least since we've seen him. He is just being a dumbass. Greenie, what the hell are you doing?
Matt.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, whoa, Volt. He's with me.
Damn it. You guys weren't listening to any of my story.
Oz.
I am fully committed to this bit.
Hell yeah.
Chaos Gremlin, what are you doing?
And I am going to. Oh gosh, Volt is big.
Volt's huge.
He's big.
Volt is as close to being considered large as I want him to be without breaking game mechanics.
I want to try and like squeeze or like weasel my way past him. And
you want to go even deeper into this place?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yes. Okay, so Volt, this will be you as well, and then you'll have actions to react to whatever the outcome of this is. Athletics from Oz. Acrobatics from Oz. Athletics from Volt. Oh hell yeah! You go to do the same kind of trick where you like push in and spin off and go around him, and Volt lets you do it, and then as you get right behind him, he just goes boop right behind him, grabs you by the collar, and just drags you back in front of him. Wally, what would you like to do?
You're muted still.
Sorry. All right. So the last thing I kind of did was like, hey, like trying to keep Inanis focused on me and not really turning to Oz in the situation, and being like, look at us. Do we really look like we pose a threat to you? Like, come on. Like, we were just coming down here and, shenaniganry. You don't need to hurt anybody.
Do I have it? No, I can't respond until my go, huh?
You're muted now.
Sorry, they're all kind of just talking at once at you. Yep. Boars, I'll say I'm going to move you back a little bit just for like movement you would have gotten before initiative. Now you can go off of your movement speed and in the time allowance of 6 seconds, right? So dashes is allowed. All that's fine.
Is this a door?
That is a door, yes.
And that's one that's
correct,
allowed, right?
Yep.
Those are the only two I've seen?
Those are the only 2 doors you see in this room, yeah.
Okay. I'm just fucking barreling through this first
for
door.
Sure. Not locked. So just your body weight slamming into it pops it open. How much movement was that?
I've got just enough to get 5 feet in the door.
Hell yeah. So go ahead and step on in there. Cool. Inanis. You heard a lot of stuff all at once, and it sounds like Volt is grappling with the drunkard.
I look back at Wally. Now, I don't care what kind of game your friend is trying to play. Either you get control over him, or we're going to have to get control over him. When we say no, that means no, and it's for your safety. I get it. You're having a long night. We are too. And I know that you say you pose no threat, but the last time I saw something that didn't look like it was threatening, I almost died in this night.
Inanis, go ahead and roll me a raw intelligence.
Okay. Where's she at? Oh, you know what? I'll just do it this way. God, what is with my rolls?
Any mod to that, or is it just the 8?
Nah, it's just 0.
Okay. I'm gonna say this isn't a hard. You can't put like too much together about it. But with what Wally said to you before, like everything kind of sparked up about an explosion and all that. He didn't say at the crossroads.
That's a good point.
He said it was
I just said
Canvas Square.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I'll say that's all you're going to get with an 8, but you do, in the moment of quick relaxation or like snapback, you go, oh shit.
Right. Yeah. Right. And I think that's one of those things where I'm like, because I'm trying to subtly go, hey, something happened. And that's probably where it clicks where I go, wait a minute.
Yep. Vault. On your one initiative, you have successfully grappled Oz as he tries to slip past you. You have control over him until his next turn to try and escape. What would you like to do? Manacles?
I'm gonna put manacles
Hell
on.
yeah. Okay. I believe manacles are already in effect, right? Because you've won the grapple contest? Or is it another one? Manacles, D&D 5th edition. Escape the manacles. Cool.
Yeah, it just says escaping. It doesn't necessarily say putting them on a creature that's not unconscious.
No, correct. Yeah. So I'm gonna say just action. You can just use your action and clink clink. You have him grappled, so you can throw him on him.
Yeah, behind his back too.
Okay, cool. So you grab him by the collar, one hand, manacle, other hand, manacle. Oz, in about a split second, from a very veteran knight who has done this easily over 1,000 times, your hands are now chained behind your back.
Okay.
I'm going to bend over some and get in his face and let out a little guttural growl. Now I need you to stop fucking around. Sit down and stay still.
I'm gonna burp in his face.
Ditch.
Oh my gosh.
Alex, start making a new one.
Hey, roll it up. Get it ready.
Yep. Get it ready.
So at this point, I think it's me and I would assume me and Wally are standing side by side.
Yeah. I'll say just for understanding, let's do that.
Okay. And I don't know if this really matters, but I can barely see. So I just see Inanis. It doesn't matter because I know Wally's standing there, but it's just the way the lighting works, which is fine because that's how it should be. Would I have caught Inanis's little would I have caught the cogs turning?
No, I'm going to say this is all happening very fast. And if any kind of facial expressions are going on, it's behind the mask.
Behind the mask.
Yeah, he hasn't had any physical shifts that would be readable through armor by you.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of look over at Wally and kind of like, do we? That was Trenton wrestling. That wasn't Ditch saying it. I'll look at Wally and say, do we want to try to back off? Do we want to get this resolved and get out of here, or you're the one that
you looking at Wally and he kind of looks a little miffed. Like now he's kind of turned into pissed off.
Yep. After
something that Unani said. He doesn't really answer you.
Fair.
Focused on the task at hand.
Yep.
Unless there's an action you want to take, Ditch.
Nope, I've got nothing.
Matt, what would you like to do?
Kind of nothing. Kind of just watching at this point. I mean, yeah.
Passive
I tried
kind
to
of
get Volt to back
observation.
off, didn't work. I'm just watching.
All right. Oz, you have been sat down. So not necessarily prone, but definitely seated and manacled.
Okay. Are his hands still on me?
That's up to Volt. Do you have a hand like on his shoulder, kind of holding him down? Or have you like put him down and then like hands on hip kind of assertive?
I wouldn't have forced him down. I would be holding him by the manacles.
Okay.
And I would have told him to sit down.
Okay.
But that's up to him if he sits down or not.
Okay.
But I'd be holding him by the chain of the manacles.
Okay, so you're like standing behind him.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
I want to try and sit down and then roll between his legs.
Okay, is this to get out of his grasp or to get out of the manacles?
No, this is to get out of his grasp.
Okay.
The manacles are on.
All right, those are escape. Well, so again, this is just mechanical conversation.
Okay.
It's two different DCs. The manacles have a set DC. Volt will have to roll to set his. However, Volt is a big man, so could be higher than the set DC of the Manacles. It's a gamble. I'm not going to tell you what the Manacles are, but it's a set versus a chance.
Yeah, I mean, if he's holding on to the manacles, I'm going to try and get out of the manacles.
Brilliant.
I feel like I probably have more experience with that.
For sure. Go ahead and give me a dexterity check. This is just raw dexterity.
Okay. Ugh.
Okay. I'm going to say give me a deception check. This is going to be to sell intent. Are you trying to escape or are you falling over? Okay. Volt, you see he sits down, and as he does, his weight like shifts and he goes backwards and he starts to roll backwards like he's falling. And you can, I assume, unless you want to let him go, you can just keep him sitting up.
Can I wrench on the chain so that his arms go back and his face goes forward?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%. With an 11, yeah.
Yeah. If he tries to pull some shit, I'm just going to wrench on his arms.
So you pull his arms back. Oz, you go face first as you try and go down.
I'm going to try and go limp.
Okay.
Now.
Not even a check for you, Volt. This half-elf weighs 200 pounds at most, and you can bench, I think, like 700. So I'm not even a check. He just goes limp. You can feel it. You see it gets a little heavier as you have to oh shit, readjust.
Yeah, I can push, drag, or lift 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. But I'm.
Yeah, you're making it hard for him. Wally, what would you like to do?
Sorry. Inani said it's for your own good or for your own safety, right? So Wally's going to kind of take a beat and then look at him and say, for our own safety? For our own safety. So how was it that 6 bandits were able to attack a storefront in Canvas Square and we look around and not a single Steel Knight is to be found? For our own safety. Men like you do nothing for this.
Damn.
Last I checked, I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to be poking around when you haven't even officially graduated.
Inanis, I need you to give me. Oh God, that's so good. First of all, Amber, take advantage, or inspiration. Sorry, that's fucking amazing. Give me an intimidation check, and Inanis, this is like a first for me. Inanis, give me a wisdom save.
Oh God,
because that's some core values shit right there.
Oh God.
Oh, Malik. Okay, Malik.
Fucking got him,
Malik,
dude.
buddy. I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. First of all, Wally just kind of rocked your mental a little there.
Emotional damage.
Like you're not afraid, right? You're not scared of Wally. You're not. You're not any of that. You're just caught off guard. That is some mental balancing you have to do now with what Wally just said. Also, you should just refresh your Roll20 page because Jesus Christ, my man. I'm gonna say
algorithms are not on your side.
I'm gonna say, God, this is a weird first for me because we don't usually have player conflict. Inanis, you're gonna take disadvantage on your next action.
Oh my freaking okay.
That's some brutal role play speaking right there. Got to reward it. Jesus. And Borse, the man with a plan and a course of action.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming door, and that's it.
So you have door.
Oh shit!
Door,
there's a lot more. Okay, those are hard to see.
Yeah, sorry. So,
all right, so
door. Sorry, it's hard to show them without dynamic lighting, letting you see into the room.
All right, kick this one open.
That one right there, you're gonna kick open.
Yep.
It flies open, not locked.
Anything in there?
Let me show you. How much of that movement did you spend? Like 5, right?
5, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's what you see. I'm gonna just so we're not making continuous checks here. What was your perception check? Like a 15, right?
Earlier it was
17. Okay, so you see aligning the walls here, similar to the long room you entered in earlier here. It seems to be like a waist high table setup all along the walls. So either for like placing stuff on or sitting, because in the center of the room, that little thing you see right there in the center appears to be some type of basin for rocks, like heated rocks. This is a sauna. This is a sauna. However, it is fully in disuse. There's no water, no rocks. What you do see, I'll pull up my notes here, is okay, sorry. Sitting on the rock bowl is a half dozen candles. They seem to be recently extinguished, as in they are not currently lit, but there is like pools of wax and very faint smoke streams coming off. A dagger that seems to be like kind of placed at the very front middle, and a very small photograph.
At the base of the thing, so
That's
like
in kind of in the bowl. But yes, that is right there. So it kind of raises up. It's about 4 foot tall, and then it kind of opens up into this like bowl. And in the bowl is the dagger, and the photograph wrapped around it is the candles.
And is the wax still wet? Like hasn't dried yet?
Yes, and warm too.
Okay. I'm gonna take the dagger and the picture.
Okay.
Any of these doors look like recently closed, like it's not closed completely? That I can see
With a
from here?
17, I'm going to say none of them are ajar. The two to your left seem to have light coming from underneath them.
Pick it open.
Okay, cool. How much of that movement have you used?
I used 15 to get to the thing, so another so that's 30 to
30?
kick this
Okay,
one open.
cool. So I'm going to say no actions, because I'm going to say opening the doors once was an object, second was your action. Cool.
Okay.
So you can see in the room, but that's it. Inanis.
Yeah, so after the first death sentence that I was just given, this is probably the first time that anyone would see a visible like shift in my demeanor.
Okay.
As I kind of like, I'll slouch over, put the sword away. I'm so sorry. I had no idea that that's the type of night you were having. We were so caught up with the tasks at hand that I hadn't heard anything. No word was given about that. And please, I know my word isn't enough, as I've come across many people who don't believe me, but had I known, I would have been there. And I will tell you this. You asked what we're doing. And while I can't tell you everything, I just can't. I will say that your mentioning of an explosion has piqued my interest. There's something going on this night of all nights. And I think we're both getting caught up in the crossroads. All I want to do is help. I don't want to hurt anyone. I promise.
I assume I have to wait for my turn to do anything.
Let me see who's
I
in
would
between you.
want to do an insight on that.
Okay, yeah, I'll say you can have the action of insight, and then the speech will wait. And then I don't. None of that sounded like a lie on my end, Malik. If you want to roll deception, you can. If there's some lie there, if not, a 17 is going to be good enough to know that he is not. He's not. Nothing in there is outright deceitful. Cool. Volt. You are holding up a limp half-elf drunkard.
So I can't fully see. Who is this right here?
I'm sorry. That is Ditch. That is Trent's character.
All right. Volt would toss Oz at Ditch.
Okay. Gently? Like put him on his feet and shove him, or full body manacle throw?
I think he's unconscious, so I'm just tossing him
Okay.
into his arms.
Ditch, give me a strength saving throw.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Big old plus
Sorry about my
one.
rapier.
Okay. 13's all right. It's not terrible. I'm gonna say Oz slams into you, and you are able to like grab him and keep him from smashing his head into the ground. Yeah. You don't go backwards. You kind of stumble, like tip a little, but you manage to keep your footing. And Oz, you are now in Ditch's arms.
Very lanky, pale arms.
A little cold.
And then Volt is gonna say, "You can have your drunkard back. I want those manacles returned. Stay here. Stay quiet. Don't do anything. Knight Cadmus. I'm gonna go find our third."
All right.
And
he calls my name. I don't even give him an
No register.
look.
All right. Volt, you want to head into the compound?
10, 15,
20, 25, 30. Cool.
Would it have been my action to toss Oz?
Honestly, consider how light he is to you and unconscious. I'm going to say it's an object interaction.
All right, sweet.
Take your drunkard.
5, 10, 15.
Much like killing a baby.
Oh, God.
25, 30.
You can't say that without context. That needs context.
Yeah,
Worst
and,
of all, our parents.
Oh, no.
That is where I'll be.
Fantastic. Ditch, you catch Oz as he is thrown to you. What would you like to do?
As soon as I catch him, I'm going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'll try to, like stand him upright. And I'm going to attempt to see if I can take off the manacles, if possible.
You have thieves' tools, correct?
I do.
Okay, is that what you want to use?
Well, I want to see if they're are they fully latched, or is it just like a set of manacles that prevent someone from tampering with it? Does that make sense? Not that they're locked, or are they just preventing them from?
They are locked. They are
They are locked.
They key. Every manacle, you would know this in general, right? Most of you would know this concepts. Manacles are key locked in this sense. So Vol would have put them on him, and then he has a key ring on his side.
I'm going to try to pick the locks, but as I turn him around and do that, I'm going to tell him I'm going to try to get these unlocked, but don't take them off.
I'm just dropped to the ground.
He's selling it.
I will even take damage if it means just collapsing on the ground.
You're not falling too far to take damage, and Ditch broke your fall.
I'm still holding you. Yeah.
If you want to hold him up, Ditch, you can. He's still limp. Is the thing.
Okay, I will hold him up, and I'm gonna so then I'll take all that back. I'm gonna look at him and be like, "What is going on? Are you? What the fuck?"
Give me a thieves tool check.
Just to be clear, I went limp after my face hit the ground.
Oh, okay. Oh, you fell, went face first, pretended to get knocked out. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay, clear.
Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. Just for clarity's sake.
Understood.
All right, so I didn't. I mean,
Won't kill the man.
Did I see him fall?
You saw them tussle. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna kind of set him down, / so I can actually try to see what the hell's going on.
Okay.
I'm just gonna slap him across the face. What is wrong?
Okay. Now you're gonna take a point of damage.
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
This gray spindly hand just smacks you across the face.
Nice.
It's a mixture of cold and slap.
Yep. Oh my god. All right. While you try and wake Oz up from his fake unconsciousness, Matt, what would you like to do?
Well, I was worried Trent was going to steal my turn, but now he didn't. I'm going to try to pick the manacles.
Hell yeah, do it, man. Give me a thieves tool check if you got thieves tool proficiency. Yeah. You kneel next to this now sitting against the wall Oz, and while Ditch is in front of him, you kind of reach behind and with a 19, it's literally you reach back there with your tools, and it's tink tink click, and you are now holding a pair of manacles.
Cool. I'm gonna stuff the manacles into my vest pocket.
Okay. These are large metal. These aren't handcuffs.
Got it.
These are
okay. Duh. Okay.
That thick or that wide.
I'm going to. I can't put them in my. I'll put them just like still leaving them behind. Like, is he propped up on the wall?
Yeah, he's like leaning.
Yeah,
against the
then
wall.
I'll just leave him like on the ground behind him. Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure. Anything else you want to do, Matt? That's just your action.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say, all right, I'm gonna go see what's going on over here. I'm gonna try to walk over to where Volt was going.
Okay. Yeah. Go for it. Yeah, do your movement. Go for it.
So I can't really see, so I have to go 5, 10, 15, like this, right?
Yeah.
20.
Yeah.
Am I being stopped?
He doesn't have an action to stop you yet.
Okay.
Can you see Steven, like the light that's getting put off there?
I can see in this hallway. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure like light is actually traveling.
Yeah.
Pierce didn't
And
say
I'm
he
just
had an
gonna say,
issue, so I
"Volt!"
assumed it's good. Are you calling after Volt?
Yeah.
Cool. You shout out after Volt. Oz, your hands are free, and you've just been slapped across the face for a point of damage. Does
How
he?
close is Enon? How close is Enon East to me?
About
and where
4
are
feet.
Enon East's hands?
East is about 4 feet in front of you. And I would assume he has put his sword away, so they are probably like either in front of him or at his sides.
Welcome to session 1 of
Hell
Noximbres.
yeah.
We've found our chaotic, stupid
Hey,
character.
if he wasn't a bard, I wouldn't let him get away with it. But this is pure bard energy.
To the first and final. Oh no.
Yeah, you gotta let bards bard just a little bit.
Is there anything around him that I could also that I could manacle like one of his wrists too?
Oh, give me an perception check. You see that you probably could have been able to manacle him to the door, but they have been so utterly smashed open that is probably not an option anymore. You'd have to get him over to like the desk or the brazier to get him attached to anything.
Okay.
You could also manacle him to one of y'all. That's an option, I'll say.
Well, kind of being aware of that situation, I'm just gonna lay there and pretend to still be unconscious.
Okay, bide some time. Sweet. I'm gonna let your your deception check's gonna carry through. All good. Wally.
All right. So, having taken a second to absorb his words, and he seems genuine. So I'm going to take a breath and say, all right. So whatever you guys are doing has to do with the explosion, or it sounds like explosions, that have happened today. Maybe we can help each other. Maybe we have information you don't have yet, since we were there. Possible. Just to refresh my memory, who has the map?
Ditch.
Ditch. Okay.
Niece, as this is being said to you, you also see Matt take off to your left. Just sprints past you. Just honestly the most rowdy group you've probably ever had to deal with. Granted, your street experience is pretty low at this point. It's been a lot of admin and testing and academics. Not a great start. Not a great impression we're making here. Wally, any action you would like to take, or just the verbal?
I think just the verbal, and I'll kind of sort of turn back toward Ditch, knowing that he has the paper, the information, not asking him to do anything, just kind of bringing him into the combo, as it were.
Gotcha. Cool. Boars. You see the room in front of you, a kind of pyramid of kegs on your left, multiple boxes strewn about, a table that appears to have been, used for cards or maybe small meals. This seems to be some type of administration room, like the owners would have used for like bookkeeping. There is a couple. The table in front of you, kind of to your right there, is just littered with documents. There's papers all over it, along with several sets of dirty dishes. You see some like tipped over ale mugs, as well as some like old food on plates. And then on the far side, you see there is a unused fireplace.
I'm just gonna walk up and just grab many of the papers as I can as I'm walking past.
Are you trying to read them, or are you just grabbing them up?
Just grabbing them. I don't give a shit what they say right now.
Fair enough. Okay.
Is that an object interaction?
Yeah, I'll be your object interaction. Yeah. Honestly, that you're just reaching your hand out and grabbing stuff. Let me ask you this: are you going to the table saying gimme, stack them all up, carry, or are you just walking by, sticking a hand out and playing the gamble, like what you get was what you get?
Pretty much just like scooping them all into the bag as I walk past, not really stopping to
then I'll say that's an object interaction, because you're meticulously trying to get as much information as possible, not just risking it. So I'm gonna say that's your object interaction, and I will say I didn't describe it there. This is also at that other door.
Yeah, I could tell that.
I just want to make sure.
Okay, and then boop. And is it an action to open the door? I forget.
No, object interaction. So you would use your action to do it here. Because you need to.
All right, and I'm going to step through the door.
Okay, sweet. Let me switch over to dynamic. Okay. Inanis.
So, after Wally expresses this idea of exchange of information, helping each other out, and watching as Matt motherfucking Jones
Matt motherfucking Jones
looks right past me, I kind of give this like done with it look over. I really would have preferred to have conversation, but your friends are not making it easy right now. And I look at Oz. And I go, and some of them are starting to lose their worthiness of my kindness.
Ooh.
I suggest if you want to work together, let's start by corralling your friends and end this chaos. Because I can't stand chaos.
Any actions, Inanis? Or just verbal?
Not the immediate moment.
Sweet. Volt.
Would Volt hear Matt calling out to him? Does it echo around the hall?
Yeah, I'm gonna say you hear the shout.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Magic. No. Stay here. Stop following me. I'll be back. I'm trying to intimidate him.
Go for it. Give me that intimidation check.
Steel Knights not having a good night.
Dude. Silver Knights not making a good impression. All I'm saying. Setting the bar little low.
Real low.
Man, these knights are crazy.
Jesus. Okay. That's rough. Ditch.
Hearing after seeing what Wally, or not Wally, what Oz is trying to do, I'm gonna get up and hearing that conversation that Wally was starting to have with Enonis, I'd start to say, we've been trying to track who we think may have been potentially involved with the explosion we saw, and it sounds like you're following something of similar leads. Did other explosions happen in the city today? and I'll ask that to Inanis.
I don't know if I need to wait my turn to respond to you or not.
Yeah, because you have a lot of information coming in at once and a lot of things happening at once.
Okay.
Anything you're gonna do action-wise, Ditch?
And did I see? I mean, I was there with Oz trying to slap him sense into him.
Yeah.
Did I watch him try to manacle
Inanis? I'm gonna say it's unavoidable that you saw his eyes open. Because if you're scanning a room looking for somewhere to
right.
You didn't see any movement, like he didn't like get up and do anything with that information, but he definitely did scan for like, I want to do something. Eyes open. Okay, nope. All right, back to being unconscious.
Yeah. So as I was asking,
there is no slide of eyes check. It's your eyes just open.
You see him do this kind of thing. He's like,
100%. He doesn't want to go inside, and he wants you to carry him inside from the car.
Yep. And so as I'm asking him that, I'm just looking at him, and I'm like, and I'll whisper under my breath, like, if you get us in any more trouble, I swear, I'm gonna beat sense into you. and I just like stand up and start to walk away.
Okay.
Or not walk away, but walk towards Wally and Inanis.
If you're looking at Oz, he has the tiniest little smirk appear on his mouth.
God damn it.
So tiny.
He's so proud of himself. Awesome. Matt, you see Vault comes back into the room, and in a tone you are all too familiar with guards all your life, in adults trying to like push you out of a good deal from your father, from your brother. They tried that big old tactic that you've seen 100 times, and it just falls short.
Yeah. All right, I'll go with it.
Yeah.
And I'll just go, all right, my bad. And I'll start walking back.
Okay.
And I want to walk past Inanis, and I want to give him a gold coin and say, hey, my bad back there.
Hey, sorry about that.
Yeah, and then just go back to where I was originally standing.
Fair enough.
I just want it to be known. I don't know if I have to wait for my turn to say this. I'm not taking that coin.
Oh, it's one of those things where like you are talking to Wally and you feel something on your hand and you look down and Matt has pushed a coin into your hand, goes, hey, sorry about that, bud, and walks past you. Oz, it's your turn.
Oh, this is a clusterfuck.
Oh God. Hey, it's a completely different clusterfuck than I expected, so that's good. I did not see the fake drunk coming. I'll tell you guys that much.
I'm gonna kind of go, and I'm just gonna kind of lean up against the wall.
Okay.
Still keeping my hands behind me and everything, but just.
Man,
You have to slap. You have to slap so hard.
Wally, you're up.
Okay, so Matt's come back, and I'll look at you and I need to say, all right, everybody's here. Everybody's chilling. Let's talk. And that kind of goes with, I think, what Ditch.
Cool. So we'll do this. Let's do Boars and Vault. We'll skip over Inanis, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have the three of you just talk, because that way we don't have to keep breaking it up. This seems to be a point where everyone's kind of on the same page and no one's trying to mess with each other anymore for the most part. So we could have that be just its own thing. But before that, Boars, what are you doing? You still beelining it around? Are you taking something in?
Yeah.
Are you just pushing through these doors?
I'm perusing as I walk through all of these doors.
You all are so lucky I'm a nice DM and didn't put any combat in this compound.
Dude.
6 Duragar appear out of nowhere.
Oh, wow. Okay. Fuck you.
You kicking that door open, Boris?
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Bah!
It's a bed.
You see in front of you what was at some point a private bath area has now been, again, similar to the front room, boarded up to have a like hard wooden floor in here now, with a single bed in the corner that is neatly made, like it has been prepared.
nobody's been in. Like, there's nothing besides a bed.
Correct.
20. And I have to wait till next turn to kick this door open.
Have you dashed?
That was my dash to get
Okay.
here.
Yeah. Because one door is a object interaction, 2 is an action. But yeah. Cool. All right. So let's say we're gonna jump down to Vault, and if you are going to the conversation with the rest of them, we can start that up. Are you heading back towards Boris?
I have to go find Boris.
Okay, go for it.
Finally, somebody who listens. 15, 25, 30, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30.
Okay, sweet. All right. So I'll say, just because we jumped over him, Enonis, you can go ahead and start, and then we'll just go from there.
Okay. So getting that feeling of like the coin, I kind of like look at it, and I kind of just drop it with like dismissal. I'm like, whatever. Okay. And I kind of just, as long as you two can help keep those two in check, conversation is my favorite form of interaction. So, what I can tell you is this. I am aware of an explosion that did happen. However, you said that the explosion happened here, which is weird because the explosion I'm aware of happened at the crossroads. So there's definitely something going on. I mean, unless there's just a party of explosions, and today's the holiday for that, there's definitely something happening. And unfortunately, I don't know as much as I would like to know. So any information that you may have, I'm willing to accept. And I can't speak for those two, but I'd be willing to offer assistance to help resolve this situation if possible.
Where's the crossroads? You know that?
Who would know this? Oz knows. Matt knows. Wally, you don't know. Well, Wally, give me a history check. Ditch, give me a history check.
Are you sure? I know nothing, Jon
Yeah,
Snow.
that's what I'm saying. That's what
It
the
doesn't
checks are
want to
doing.
know.
It's not that I don't want to know. I can't know.
Yeah, okay. No, Ditch doesn't know. It's one of those things like your DCs are just always higher.
Oh wait, yeah, I made it to where my DCs
Yeah.
are like 30.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Wally, you know that the crossroads, and I'll say Oz and Matt, you know this as well. Crossroads are like the floating city in one of the larger lakes. So if you look at the map, it is on that right lake there. And this is kind of the pirate portion of town where this is where you go to hire criminals. This is where you go to sell stolen wares. This is kind of where the ruffians hang out. This is the don't go here unless you can handle yourself kind of town or part of town. It's technically would be referred to as like the 7th borough because it kind of is self-sufficient, but it just is. It's much smaller in comparison and doesn't have enough impact to really pull that kind of status outside of just conversation. But yeah, you would know that it is kind of its own little small neighborhood that floats in the lake.
You said, never mind. I was going to ask a really dumb question. Carry on.
All right. I think Wally, I'll take a second and say, well, I don't know anything about what happened at Crossroads, but I know that there's some group of bandits that decided to target the store that I worked at, just to shop. Don't even sell magical items, thing like that. And we found a map linking some locations in Canvas Square. But when we went to those locations, nothing seemed to be there.
But it did appear to be planned. This didn't look like it was just some random attack. Someone organized this.
The last location led us here.
When you say nothing, specifically, like there was nothing. It just felt like it was a destination. No remnants, no leftovers, just empty.
It looked as if it was a planned route where items were dropped off, and we back traced the steps on what we found to here. So either this is where it started from, and then they pieced together what appeared to be components or something to then who knows do what, whether it would be the device that exploded, which it seems like some of the places we found had components to it, led to the explosion.
Enonis, give me. I'll say Wally. I'm gonna let you in on this too, as part of that background stuff we had talked about. So Enonis and Wally, give me intelligence checks. Just raw intelligence checks. Malik, if you are not already go ahead and add your proficiency, because you have a little bit more training than Wally does.
I hate to be that guy.
Mine is just int, not with my.
Correct. Just in. Yeah. What's up, Trent?
I was gonna say, sorry, Malik. I hate to be that guy, but isn't this his next roll?
I think you're correct.
Or did he already roll after that?
Did
Sorry.
say action.
I did say action.
Right.
No, you're
He did
not.
say action.
You're not
Never
wrong.
mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You're not wrong. So 13. What is that with your proficiency? 15.
15.
Okay. Cool. Both of you meet it. I'm gonna try and how do I explain this? In general academics of the Steel Knights, you learn pattern recognition. You learn how to follow a trail. You learn how to, you learn basic detective skill sets, right? Because you're not doing the specialization course, but you learn the bare bones to get by and survive. Enonis, you have some courses under your belt that are more specialized for this, which is your proficiency bonus here. So I'm gonna tell this to you, and Amber, you can pick this up as well. Finding a map that leads you back to a hideout on one person is lucky. They fucked up. They made a mistake. Finding it on two people in two completely different parts of town is not a mistake. That is astronomical odds. Would never happen. And on that, I think, unless Oz, you want to chip in, or Matt, you want to say something real quick, we're going to jump over to Boars real fast. Okay, Boars. Where you keeping the pattern?
First off, what is this area?
That heads down to a door. So just with your lighting and what you can see, you see, no snapping here. You see there's a door right here.
Yep.
And a door right there.
Okay, that's just a really small hall.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, kick open this door.
Cool. It is an empty room with a hole in the floor.
Is there anything when I look down this hole, what do I see?
Do you want to drop down to your knees and peer in there, or are you just kind of looking down at your feet?
I mean, I'll look down, but if it looks like it goes somewhere, I'll crouch down.
Yeah, so you look down, you can kind of see your lighting allows you to look in there pretty well. It just looks like it's this thing you've seen before where these wooden panels have been placed over what was a bath. So underneath is just about a foot of space that would have been filled with water.
I'm gonna just peek under and see if somebody might be hiding or something.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh man, I'm great at those.
You look down and you look underneath and you look to the opposite side of the room. There's nothing. It's just empty.
While I've got my head down here, can I use some of my divine sense?
Yeah. What are you looking for?
remember what we said the divine sense
Yes,
was for?
yes. What's the distance?
60 feet. As long as they're not
60
in total cover.
feet and not in total cover. Now I have to think. Okay. No, you do not get a ping.
Okay.
All right.
So did it take any movement to get down and look like that?
No.
Okay.
Just what it took you to walk over there.
All right. Then that's my turn.
Cool. I'm gonna move you one more down just so you're not on a crate. So you could have squeezed in there. Sorry. Volt. We're gonna jump to you.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bars. Where'd you go? 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Oh. You really shouldn't run off without me, you know. 30.
Okay. Ditch, Oz, Matt, Wally, Inanis. What is the plan?
I want to try to see if Inanis will. I'm going to ask him. So it sounds like this isn't. Something's going down. Can you talk to your other comrades here to see if we can get all on the same page? To see if we can figure out what's going on.
I can attempt to. Full transparency, one of them will not care about anything any of us has to say unless it is entirely in his interest, or should I say the interest of his people. And the other one, I think by this point, is so tired of me that if I open my mouth, he may close it shut with his own fingers. I can try. But on one condition.
And that condition being?
Your two troublemakers have to behave themselves. If they act up one more time with all this going on, I will see that as an act of defiance, and I will do my duty as a Steel Knight to make sure that they cannot cause any more trouble for anyone else tonight. Can we make a deal on that?
I can't speak to their actions, but I'll do at least my part to attempt to keep them under control. And is Cause still on the, or I keep calling you Cause. I am so sorry. Is Oz still on the ground? Like next to us? Like I know we haven't moved, but are you still on the ground?
I've kind of leaned up against the wall, but I'm still like.
Okay. And I'll loudly say, we'll make sure that we're gonna play along so we can get to the bottom of this, can't we? And I'll kick him.
Captain.
And I'll just shake my head. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Matt and Wally, anything?
Yeah. Before we take this joke any further, and you're gonna see like a gold coin appear in my hand, and the one that you dropped on the ground isn't there anymore. To Inanis, the one you dropped, huzzah! Magical.
I'll kind of look at Matt and be like, "Hey, kid, you gonna behave?"
I'm good. Hey, joke's over. I'm listening.
I'm sorry, a kid, like, because you're like 3 years older than him. Like,
Yeah, but he's a kid.
Yeah. It's the benefit of Matt being just on the under the bar.
This is the thing. Matt looked like 15, 16, right? Wally looks a little older than.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll kind of look at Inanis and say, I don't know about the green guy, but I'll vouch.
Did Ditch show me the map, or did he just describe from what you guys saw.
I haven't pulled it out yet, but I've talked
Okay.
about it.
Right. So you've that's probably the thing that I'll go to where it's like, all right, before I even attempt to convince my friends that we should all collaborate together on this. Oh, my father's going to kill me. How do I know that you're telling the truth, that you came across these locations and that you're following a pattern? Because that's very coincidental that you may or may not be on the right trail.
I have props for this. Ditch will pull out his notebook, open it up, and he's going to pull out the map. And he's not going to hand it over, but he's going to unfold it and kind of show, here was where Wally's shop was, and I'll point to where that's where we started, and then I'll kind of like briefly describe us back tracing and what we found at each location. We found a box that appeared to have some kind of components in it. We found a box that looked like it contained what appeared to be some type of residue.
Stop. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
That's what I was looking for. You told me you saw nothing. That's not nothing. That's something.
I never said that it was nothing. I said we found nothing. Where we found them, we had found stuff that looked like there were components. Words matter, good sir.
Anyways, you show this to me, but you don't hand this to me, right? You showed me.
No, I'm still holding it. I'm kind of like pointing it out.
Okay. Can I at least see what you're looking at? I need to cross-verify.
So I'll walk over to him and get close, and kind of like we're looking at it together. And as I get close, you can tell, you can see his skin, and it's just like there appears to be no blood in his skin. It like he is lost blood or something. If you've seen someone like that, that's what he looks like. It gives off the impression.
Okay.
And when you look at his hands are like you've put them in ice water for about an hour. If you've ever had them in there for that long, you know how cold your hands look like. They just turn like sheer white. That's what his hands look like, and his fingernails look a shade of blue.
Okay.
Like cold blue.
Okay.
And then I go through and show you all the stuff.
Yeah. Looking over this, DM, does this seem to match up with the experience that we've had throughout the night?
Different locations, similar routes. They appear to be like two different starting locations, and they map back. The final line is identical.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. So I'll kind of give that moment of look over where I go, no. This would have been so much easier if it was just the exact same pattern, exact same path, but they like to make things difficult for us, I guess.
Did you say that out loud?
Yep.
You said they. Who's they?
People, when they plan things, there's always more than just one person. It's very hard for one person to be able to pull all of this off. It has to be groups of people working together. Maybe one mastermind, but multiple people are out doing this and delivering and causing problems. And as you said, bandits attacked your store. It wasn't just one person, it was a group. So there are people working for other people. Everyone's working for somebody right now.
It's kind of becoming clear to me that somebody set this up for at least the four of us to end up in place, because before the explosion went off, there were people in the shop, and they said something. What was it? They said something along the lines of that was the last one.
That was the last one. Someone was waiting for us to be in Wally's shop.
Someone was waiting for all of
And someone earlier today.
Somebody wants us to be here.
That's very odd.
One of the bandits, I recognized the voice as someone giving me directions to Wally's shop.
Why would the four of you be set up for something like this to happen? And you guys have no previous connection to each other? I mean, I understand that your friend Matrick here and Volt may know each other, but the four of you, do you know each other at all?
Never seen these people in my life.
Not even a little bit.
Remember.
And he's him. So I can, yeah. Okay. Huh. Okay. All right. I'll take the heat for this. If this doesn't go the way that I would like for it to, but this is too coincidental. It's too convenient for it to not be connected. And the last thing I want to do is let the four of you be in a situation where you get hurt because of my inaction. So if you could please, let's, in an orderly fashion, let's head further in and let's go figure out what the heck is going on. Maybe there's some information inside that I don't even have notice of because I've been out here dealing with you guys. And I look down at Oz.
I'm gonna as soon as he says that, I'm gonna look on. That sounds like a plan. I'm gonna reach up my hand to like have him help me up.
I look down at him and I look at his hand and I go, "You're not worthy." And I turn and I start walking towards where Volt and Boars are.
Damn.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna get it myself.
The four of you begin heading into the compound for the first time. Go ahead, kind of staggered your movement there, but you guys can begin to move through slowly. What's up, Trump?
I was gonna say, is that a table there?
Yeah, it's a desk. But yeah.
I'm gonna kind of like get ready to like set up that map so we can like be around it and discuss.
Mm-hmm.
But as I do that, do I notice anything on the table?
On that table, no, it seems pretty bare. There seems to be like a really old, tattered ledger of some kind that if you were to open, it kind of looks like a sign-in sheet. Like this name, this amount of time, paid this much.
So it looks like it's like a bathhouse ledger type of
Yes,
thing.
yeah, like entry, sign-in sheet, payment, etc.
Would I be able to... God, I don't even know how you would do this. Hang on, my battery's dying.
No worries,
Give
no
me
worries.
just a sec. If you want to jump to someone else, that's fine.
Sure. Boars.
Yeah.
Volt has caught up to you. Do you want to keep moving your route?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't give a shit about him.
Damn.
I'm gonna kick the door open.
Damn, son. Yeah. Free action to open this door up. Boop. There you go. Similar thing. This looks to be like one of the longer baths. This seems to be like the large party area. Like if you had like I don't know how many of you have worked food service. This looks like where you would sit your 12 top. And then again, wooden boarded over, and now you have these two large targets that have both a couple scorch marks around them as well as arrows sticking out of them.
Does it look fresh?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh, great. I'm great at those.
You take the lead by yourself. You make all the checks by yourself, dude. 14's not bad. They don't look like warm, but they do seem remotely like maybe in the last day or so.
Okay. So this room is also useless. Cool.
Okay. I was gonna say I got you. I got you. Yeah. I had experienced this earlier, and it was more work to like, fuck. Can you move down now? Are you? Better question. What do you see now?
I see this room and this hallway.
Okay, you do see that room? All right, hold on. There you go.
Okay. Yeah,
Hallway?
there we go.
All right. You Can you arrow key down at all? Nice.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I did.
All right.
So what I was going to add...
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
Sorry.
you're fine, Trent. What's up?
I was going to say, I don't know if this has actually come up in conversation for you and me,
Mhm.
Zach. Would Ditch be able to copy down information on that from that ledger? Like how many pages was the ledger?
This is easily
Just
50, 60.
filled.
Yeah, this is just name after name after name after name after name. Yeah.
If I look at the date of the last like 5 to 10,
Okay.
like how recent is it?
You look at the dates on there, and this hasn't been written in about 12 years.
Okay.
This place is long abandoned.
Okay. So nothing like,
Like,
relevant,
you've-
or
you've-
not. I won't say not relevant, but it doesn't look like it's
Yeah.
been any time.
You
soon.
you like flip to the last page, and the pages are like ripping with tiny bits of pressure. They just have been battered by the wind and the dampness in here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So then I guess I'm good at trying to check that out.
Okay.
I'll start trying to. I'll look over at Enonis and say, are we gonna go try to find your other two commanders, leaders, whatever? Do we want to wait here, or are we gonna go try to find him?
I think that this is an immediate, we need to group up, we need to discuss, we need to plan together, because the tall one, well, he's just doing his job. And the other one, he's going without a clear direction. His eyes are focused one direction, and we need to make sure that we give him multiple directions to have to think and choose from. So I'm not staying put. I'm moving.
As long as you can get us there, you get us in that door. Wally and I'll back you up with the
Right.
info.
We're gonna cut to Vault real quick. Vault, what would you like to do?
Well, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I'll have to. Do you want to use your dash, or do you just want to talk from there?
Yeah, 30. Sorry. So
Yeah.
I would be.
Okay.
I'll be here.
Also, I won't have enough movement to get that door open.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Give me just a sec. This will kind of happen at the same time then.
Does this hallway look like it would be big enough for me to fit in?
It's gonna be tight. This hallway, as you get to this like thinner piece, both slants downwards and inwards. And you see past, you can like kind of look just over Boris' head. You see a much smaller door that does not seem to be of like commercial use. This wouldn't be part of the bathhouse, you think. This seems to be like a service entrance. This is like give me
Brought in the good water.
Can I give me a history check actually?
Oh, give you a history check.
Boris, you can as well if you would like.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
16. That ain't bad.
Nice. I'll say, yeah, Volt, you look at this and you go, okay, this probably leads to the waterways. Like they're like pipes and like tunnels that lead underground all the boroughs that allow for like, disposal of filth and water and stuff like that. This world doesn't necessarily have like full on internal plumbing, but it has, canals that connect the rivers that allow for like disposal and like maybe this kind of setup of like a bathhouse.
Yeah, like the Roman waterways and shit like that. That hallway is awfully small there, Boris.
Boot to door.
Yeah, your door's open, yeah.
Have you found what you're looking for yet? I don't know if that's actually
dragging a body. Then no, I haven't.
So that was 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah.
I'm going to get right up behind Boris.
Volt, you take up like this entire hallway now.
It's really tight. Maybe if I shuffle to the side.
Slightly better. You're still crouched. Slightly better, I guess.
Okay. I'm like trying to like look over his shoulder. Does it like get better?
It gets slightly better in there, yeah. It opens up into like what would be like a service tunnel, but it's not much better.
You're really gonna make me follow you into the fucking tunnels, okay?
I'm not making you do anything.
I have to follow you. You know this.
I told you to deal with the problem at the front door.
The problem has been dealt with.
I'm gonna say just for comedic timing at this point. As you say that, we're gonna do a little hup.
Dimension door.
Hey.
Dimension door.
Yes.
Hey, whoa,
You
wait.
solved the problem.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Oh, here,
figured
actually,
the officer could handle it.
if you would like, guys, I can give you the tour. But I basically sped run you guys through there. Here, hold on. Let me do this. You went into this room, and then through that door on the bottom right, you came into this room.
Okay.
Looks like an old boarded up bath house with some target dummies. If you've been listening as I've described it to Boris, these are the rooms that as he entered them.
Yep.
And
There's
now,
one particular I'm looking for.
which one?
There was one with a dagger, a photo, and candles.
Yes. So if you would have like checked the rooms as you go, you would end up, I think, here. Kind of, yeah. Dagger. Boris, you took the dagger in the photo, correct?
Yeah.
So yeah, you come in here and there would just be melted candles of slight warmth. I'm gonna turn you guys, and then we're gonna go over here. This is the room with the table with all the papers on it, which there are no papers left. And then there is a bedroom and a room with a broken floor. If you guys would like to look at those, it's this one and this one.
I'm the one I wanted to try to see, but it sounds like it was already grabbed. Was the photo and dagger?
Yes. Yeah. Boris is in possession of those items. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you
Sorry,
all.
didn't mean to interrupt you,
no, you're
DM.
fine. Yeah, you're good. Expedience is not a reason to have you guys miss out on stuff. Inanis, you look at the end of the hallway that you've kind of gotten to now, the end of this area, and you see a very squished vault, and barely you can see through like the him in the wall is Boris looking down a tunnel or like a hallway.
Hey, Volt. How's it going? Long time no see. As you can see, I have guests. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, Night Cadmus screwed this up. Well, first of all, call me Nanis. Second of all, I think we have some information that might be of interest to both parties.
Just to throw this out there, this might be a trap. This whole thing. Just wanted to. And I have your manacles. They're fine.
Yeah, I had to bring him, by the way. Couldn't leave that
You
one.
let him out of the manacles?
I.
We will take care of it. He did his job. It was the two dimwits over here, and I point. Well, let me rephrase that. One green dimwit, one young, inexperienced one.
Vault, hear me out. I gave them the talk. They're
Vault, he was really scary.
You know, we have like we do that thing where like we do the talk, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to be good cop, don't the talk. Did you not have the talk when you know what
Night Cadmus, with all due respect.
I keep telling you to call me Inanis.
Grab ass Volt, and I'm gonna walk in.
With all due respect, they're civilians. They shouldn't be here. Once again,
you're not wrong.
This is Steel Knight business, and partially church business. We are assisting them with.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. Now that we see Volt, does it look like he's a Steel Knight?
You've seen Volt. Volt looks like a Steel Knight. You can barely see Boris.
Sorry, Boris. That's
You
what I
can
meant.
barely. Volt is literally clogging this hallway.
Okay.
It's like 9 feet tall and 6 feet wide, maybe. And he is like plunged it. Yeah. Do you all stay at that end of the hallway or do you move forward?
I'm walking towards Volt as I'm saying this.
Okay.
Same.
It's all you feel free to.
When he brings up, night business, church business, immediately I kind of try to stop him and go, you remember at the crossroad? Yeah, something like that has been happening with Canvas Square as well. And they have information on that. I try not to say too much. I try not to say too much because I know people think, oh, he's green behind the ears. He's going to just open his mouth. Blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to set a good example. But I think it'll be beneficial, at least for us as knights, to know this. And it might help, I don't know, find a pattern for him to find whoever he's looking for.
Okay.
And it also might be a trap.
Conversation.
Shut up, you.
As interesting as this conversation is, while I'm crammed inside this very small hallway, this is easily a conversation we could be having back at one of the guard posts. When we're done here, which they should all go to, we can find you there, and we can get the full story from you there. There's no reason for you to be here. You're going to get yourselves hurt.
As he says that,
stupid walls.
There's some of us here that are like smaller. We could go down the hallway.
Get back over there with you.
It's not needed.
I was gonna say, pretty sure having been in a building that was blown up, pretty sure that we're safer here for the moment, especially when someone wanted us to be in that building.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to, explain that part to you, Volt, but you keep trying to shut everything down.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to kind of, and I'll say this to Inani, sometimes you gotta tell them how it is. It's just part of it. Why do I know that?
I don't
like.
I don't think
you should be doing. Be honest.
I have a DM question.
Yeah.
Volt said something about this is Steel Knight business and the church business. Does the church often work with the Steel Knight? Is this a city where religion is involved in the governance?
There are multiple churches in Noximbres. It would be unclear which one he's referring to without seeing a member of it. And again, with very little view of Boris at this point, you wouldn't really have much of an idea. In general, no. Churches are often privately ran, privately funded. All of their community outreach, all of their fundraising, all of that stuff is done through their own means. Steel Knights are merely like at attendance of events for protection, or if things happen to be like large enough events that they need, crowd control, stuff like that. Very few examples or exceptions would be made for public missions or, hirings of church members for official Steel Knight business.
Right. So I'm putting all these pieces together, and I think it's reasonable of me to assume that this is not official Steel Knight business. Being that there's a new guy, a guard, old guard, and then some church dude.
I'm not that old. 1. 2, I have been ordered to perform this task, which makes anything we're doing while I am performing this task Steel Knight business. Now, if you would like to lodge a formal complaint, once again, you can go to the nearby guard post and do so. But in the middle of what is currently
real quick,
my active situation.
Ditch, have you moved up with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Ditch. Hard to see because Volt is plugging this hallway so massively, abruptly, but you're staring at him, and it's one of those muscle flicks that you've been having recently that you can't help, but your body is just doing things on its own that you're not kind of used to. And one of those things is scanning. And as you're scanning the environment, you see that there is a brick in the wall right near Volt's probably hip or thigh. And it's just sticking out a little too much, but no dust or debris has come out with it. It's not loose. It's just poking out by about an inch.
Okay. I'm gonna start making my way up further.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yep. I push Oz and Matt, and I'm like, we got this. And I get next to Wally and where Inanis is, and I'm assuming so Volt's in the hallway, just taking up the entire thing.
Kind of, yeah. He's at the very end of it, blocking the doorway, but the brick is probably in front of him, so you wouldn't even have to get past him. It's right in front of him.
So
there.
No, you're okay. What I'm asking is,
Right
he's
there.
not like in the hall. Where?
Am I on the right layer? Let me check. Yeah.
Yes. No, I saw it. Do that again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you see it?
He's in the hallway, right?
Yes. Yep.
Oh God, I don't. How? Mm, how hard would it be for them to get out?
Who?
Like, for Volt, and I'm assuming because I can't see Boris, so I don't know how far down
gotcha.
down the hallway he is.
Get out of where? This hallway?
Get out of that hallway.
Just
so
a dash action. It's not like difficult terrain. It's just uncomfortable.
Okay. I'm gonna ask. Hey, big guy, do you want to come out here for a minute so we can have a conversation?
I'm almost through. Boris, keep moving.
Hustle. Boris, for your side of things, there's a small couple crates in here, and then just darkness. It goes about as far as you can see with your lantern light and keeps going.
Anything in the crates?
No. You pop it open. I'll say you pop it open, and there seems to be some very old linens, like robes that were probably like dropped.
Hiding or anything?
No. You find the guy you're looking for hidden in the guy going, No. Okay. Just seems to be some old dropped off goods that never got picked up.
Okay. I would turn around and start making my way back out of the tunnel.
Okay. You step into the hallway, and Ditch, would you have moved in as Boris or as Volt left the hallway?
Well, I'm trying to get a closer look at that brick that I saw.
So he moves out of the way. You would have time.
Is that on the outside or is it in the hallway?
That's in the hallway.
Okay.
So you'd have to go into the hallway to touch it if you wanted to.
Okay. I'm gonna, as he's starting to get out, I'm gonna start going and looking at it and expecting it a bit more.
Sweet. So you move into the hallway, and you look and you see this brick. Oh, Jesus, hold on. You see this brick, and as you're kind of not facing the doorway, you look at this passive investigation. More than enough, way more than enough for this. This is a button. This looks to be a hidden button. And as you kind of like put that together, the light kind of flickers as something has moved in the way of the torchlight for you. And you look to your right, and there is about a 6.5 foot tall Minotaur in full armor and a flail and a lantern standing over you.
It's on the shield. The lantern's on the
shield. Sorry. Shield and flail with light on the shield.
A
schlailed.
Lantern.
Schlantern.
I'll kind of like look at him and I'm like, pretty sure you're with this kid over here, aren't you?
I'm with no one. They just want to follow me, and I'm gonna try to push past him.
Okay.
How is this hall big enough for both of us?
He's gonna have to move you.
Are you gonna move me?
I'm gonna try.
I mean, I'm a tall, lanky boy. I'm
Why
not
are we
strong,
going
but...
back? God damn it! I just got in here.
As he does that, I'm like, hey, before you move, did you notice this when you came in? And I'm gonna see what he says.
Okay.
It's a brick.
I'm gonna push it.
It's a brick. Oh my freaking god!
You push the brick, and you hear a very loud sound as the entire wall pushes backwards.
Good, thank God. That's why I wanted everybody out, because I'm like, pretty sure this is either gonna go this
inwards
way
or outwards.
it's gonna go this way. And I'll say, see, I guess I can find things really well. And then he'll look perplexed, and then so was that both walls or just one wall?
Just one wall. That wall on your left, Bors's right.
Yeah.
Just
half wall. Did it open up anything, or did it just expand?
Yeah. If you wanted to peek in, you can. Yep. Get out of here, little dot. I don't need you anymore. Yeah, you would be looking at that.
So I don't see.
Oh, it's darkness.
I would if he stepped in, I'm gonna follow him.
There you go. Do you get Bors's light now, Ditch?
Let me zoom in a little bit. Hang on, because I'm way zoomed out. I can see a little bit, so it looks like it's stairs.
It is stairs that descend into darkness. Yep.
Cool boy.
I'll kind of look behind me. And Boris is like, so I know they're just following you, but we doing this?
I'm gonna start like if he's not moving on his own, I'm gonna push him.
Just
and
down the
start
stairs.
moving.
Go, 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 go.
I'm gonna, as we start going down, I'm gonna yell back, found a hallway, we're going down.
Do I see Boars and Ditch kind of entering?
Yeah,
that
you hear
random
the sound of
space?
the wall moving and then like dust like falling in, and then they step into where a wall used to be.
So that the lack of something dangerous happening, Inanis's exact reaction is finally someone who can interact with something that's not going to immediately kill me. And I'll start walking towards them.
Hell yeah.
As we're going down, I'm drawing another one of my the dagger that I put away. I'm taking one back out.
Hell yeah. Boars, Ditch,
Yeah.
Inanis. I assume Volt, you're gonna go down?
I'll squeeze down.
Oh, it is. You are so lucky you haven't told me your character is claustrophobic. It is bad.
Not
This is
claustrophobic.
worse. This is worse than the hallway you were just in. It is rough, bud.
Oh boy.
Matt, Wally, and Oz.
Guys, I'm stuck.
Are you guys heading
Somebody give me a push.
into this hallway?
Somebody bring the butter.
Yeah, I'm going down.
Can I plug something?
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
going.
imagine like that scene in Tooth and How to Train Your Dragon 2 where Toothus is like
Yeah.
trying to get through the rock, just sticking his head in, trying to like, I can't. What?
Help.
Matt and Wally.
I'm going.
You're muted.
Still muted.
Thank you. Wally's gonna come forward and kind of look like into the, stairs hallway.
Yeah.
And kind of take a beat and look back. And if everybody goes, again, decide that it's better to not be alone than to do something dangerous. Go ahead, follow.
All right. You all head.
You're muted now.
Now I'm muted. You all head into this dark stairwell that descends down for a bit, only lit by Bors's lantern. Oz has a little bit better vision outwards, but the rest of you are kind of tethered to Bors at this moment. And as you get to the bottom, you open up eventually. You're probably in this stairwell vault for about 70 or 80 feet. And there are some tough moments. It's a lot of like you have to shift sideways for some points. You have to like duck under. At one point you have to like break off a piece of stone that's like dipped into the pathway. You have to like bash it real fast and crumble it a little. It's not like hard stone, but you have to chisel it away a little bit to squeeze through. But eventually, after about 70 feet, it opens up wide and you see a much less upkept tunnel. So similar to the tunnel you were looking at, Bors and Volt, that is the new and improved kind of waterway. This seems to be one that is long forgotten, probably pre-walls of Noximbres, like used for an individual village, most likely. And it is dark and it is damp, and you even hear, and if you were to move the lantern around, you would see there's an underground river about 30 feet in front of you that flows through this basically cavern now.
Yay, caves. My favorite place to be.
Is there any light source or anything like
You.
off in the distance?
You are the only light source. It is pitch black beyond your light. Oz, you see about 60 feet out, and beyond that, it's pitch black. You see a little bit more stone and a little bit of that river, and that's it.
I'd like to investigate.
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 Mhm.
I would like to investigate.
Mhm.
I'd like to investigate the ground.
Okay.
Is there like a path that you can see people have walked
Ooh.
in like the dirt or the
Yeah.
dust that would have accumulated on the stone?
Okay, yeah,
Can
give
I
me an
help
investigation
him?
check. Yeah, you can
Can I
get the
help
help
him on
action
that?
for sure.
Okay.
As I see them both starting to do that, and it looks like we only have the one light source. I'm gonna take out of my pack. I have
Okay.
a small hooded lantern.
Okay.
It's like a little oil lantern. I'm gonna light that.
Okay, cool. It doesn't shed
Must have
much
been the
more light
wind.
because you guys are stacked up on each other.
No, I know,
But you have a second source of light. Yep. For sure.
Rocks, bro. What the heck is happening? Bro.
Volt, you get dropped to a knee and you kind of look in. You like do the whole like rub your fingers on and you look at your fingertips. It's dirt. This isn't. This is this. It has shifted from stone to like crafted stone to natural, just bedrock kind of setup. It's just rocks.
Yeah. Looks like dirt.
So in that,
Insightful.
Yep.
yeah,
I hate this.
The
I'm gonna
Steel
start
Knights,
just
man.
walking. I'm just gonna keep going straight.
Which way is the river flowing?
River is flowing. I have to do math here. Northwest to southeast diagonally.
Okay. Would I be able to discern that that's the direction this river is flowing? Because I know we went inside a building.
You would know based on the layout of the city that if this is connected to anything, it's most likely connected to the river above you. So this is most likely a flowing aquifer that follows the river.
Okay.
Party's about to drown.
Yeah. Hope it doesn't rain.
Or as you step out, how are you trying to like go somewhere, or are you just looking around?
I mean, I'm gonna follow any kind of path I can see.
Okay. Borza, you see that the stone pathway, or like I guess stone, the natural stone pathway hugs the river and kind of follows it down north and south. It goes both directions.
How strong is the current here? Is it like fast or is it pretty leisurely?
Not fast, but definitely not super slow. You could probably walk through it if you needed to.
Okay. And does it look deep?
Hard to tell. It's very, very dark, and there are no like indicators of depth.
I'm gonna go over to the side.
Okay.
Of the water, and I'm gonna check its depth.
Okay. How?
Well, first I'm gonna kneel and like dip
Put your
my
hand
hand
into
in
it?
and see if there's like if
Yeah.
it's immediate drop off or
Yeah.
if there's like a shore
Yeah.
and it goes gradually deeper.
It's immediate. It is kind of like a foot of stone and then the water. So you have to like push your hand down into it, and then the flow is some pressure. You feel weight against your hand, but nothing that would tip you over.
Okay, but would it be like deep enough to sail a small boat on?
Impossible to know without getting in. It is almost pitch black in here. Even with light, the light
Yeah,
is
but like
reflecting off the surface of the water and not giving you really any indicators of depth.
Then I will take my axe.
Okay.
My great axe.
Yeah.
And I'll hold it by the blade side, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
the
yeah.
wooden handle I'm sticking, and because I don't want the blade to
Yeah.
catch the current.
Yeah, for sure. You push the wooden handle in, and you would able to dip the metal in. It's deep.
That's some deep water. I wouldn't go falling in it for y'all shorter folk. I'm gonna pull my axe out, put it back.
Does either north or south look like it was recently traveled?
No way of knowing in your current light. You could let me see here. Oz, you were the only one with like shades here. Really, like the light is helpful, but this is one of the very few moments where dark vision is very, very helpful. Go ahead and give me either a survival check or an investigation check.
Investigation. Yeah, let's do survival.
Okay. Survival, you lean over and you look, and there are like, it's kind of packed dirt in here. There's nothing like footprints. You look to the southeast and you kind of are playing map over map games here. Like what's above me at this point? And you know, based on where you were, that anything to the southeast is going into the lake. It would put you underneath a lake. You'd have to dip down or eventually hit the lake. So if there's anything to be seen or found, it's most likely northwest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just going to explain that to everybody.
Okay. Yeah.
you know, not that you guys want to listen to me, but
the drunkard.
If we go south, it's gonna be towards the lake. Well, probably want to go the northern way. Oh, and Volt, is it? Here's your manacles. I don't, I figure probably, don't want to forget about this stuff. So,
Still don't know how you got those off.
Magician never reveals his tricks. So
Next time, I'm double manacling you.
When I was scooping those papers into the bag, did I happen to glance a map or anything? Or maybe you're muted.
Sorry, give me a perception check. You saw that there was a handful of things that looked to be photographs, text documents, ledgers, some type of imagery of not sure if it was blueprints or a map. It was very quick. It is a lot of information.
I'm gonna look for any relevant documents in my bag of paper.
Okay. You pull out these documents as you kind of reach back into your bag and just start pulling out pages and pages of information. I'll say anyone within 5 feet, in this huddle, if you are actively paying attention to what Bors is doing, can give me an investigation check. Bors, you're going to see this stuff pretty much right away as you're looking at papers you're pulling out. This is more like looking at stuff over your shoulder. And then if you want to make checks into what I say, then you can do that as we go. Bors, you start pulling out papers, and what you see is the first thing seems to be just a bunch of letters, some handwritten letters that have been unfolded and weighted down to be flattened again. You keep going, and there seems to be ledgers in the format of tracking money, donations, spending, all that fun stuff. You keep going. There is what looks to be chemical markups, equations of how to create certain chemicals, and proper usages of combining them in a safe manner and how to store them, et cetera, et cetera. And about halfway through the documents, you notice some things that are much more obvious and a lot more concerning to you. You find a large stack of photographs. And it is of you and Inanis and Volt at Crossroads on the docks.
Excuse me?
Hands on the individual that exploded prior to the explosion. You keep going. There's photos of the three of you at every single stop you made along the way to get here, opening the crates. You keep going. There's now photographs of 4 individuals who you barely recognize because they're the 4 individuals who have joined you up to this point, one at a time entering a shop. And then you see them standing outside of a building that has been destroyed, on fire, all standing outside of it. Similarly, you find photos of all 4 of them at different sites of crates being opened. Keeps going. And then, most concerning of all, you find basically a note that talks about leave the documents on your person. Do not discard. Pay will come with a bonus. They need to find these.
Oh, God.
And on the very last page, the last document you pull out, it says, "Dear fuckheads, you killed the wrong man, and now you're going to pay. Signed, The Real Hex." I need all of you to give me initiative rolls.
Oh, my God.
Actually, everyone except for... everyone except for Alex, sadly.
Oh.
Alex does not know this name.
Do I need to make a check?
You need to make a what did we say? Raw intellect, right? Is what we have stated for these. To
I
remember.
don't know. Is that what?
I think
we haven't talked about that yet.
Let's call them history because I don't want it to just be your base intellect modifier. So let's do history checks.
Okay.
Matt,
Okay.
your natural 20.
Yeah.
All right. I should have done an order here, but I can look at them and see. I'm gonna wait on Amber's. No, you're fine, sweetheart. So Matt, and we'll do Matt and Volt together here. Matt, you read the name, the hex, right? And you flash back to a couple weeks ago, about 3 weeks ago. And it starts ringing, and it's odd that you remember this, but it was something kind of impactful. There was a guy trying to buy stuff, or you were trying to sell stuff to, and he wasn't having it. He was just trying to make conversation. And as he's talking to you, he starts talking about this murder that happened a few days back, and he talks about it was fucking gruesome. Guy hacked and slashed, all bloody. Steel Knights are looking for him. It's like his 5th victim in a row. Nobody can find him. Nobody knows why he's doing it. Every time they get a lead, he disappears. Nobody can find like traces of a murder weapon. Nothing. And you remember the only part of that conversation that stuck out because it was odd is he said, yeah, they're calling him the Hex. He's like hexed to the city. He's a curse on us. Volt, yours is a much bigger reveal because yours is a personal connection. You go back about 2 weeks in your memory to a job you were doing for the apologies.
No problem.
For the Finley family. You are still in connections. You do jobs when they need you. They had hired you for guard duty. Didn't really tell you much. You just knew that there was somebody that the Knights were kind of trying to find, and that you were in charge of kind of misinformation. You wanted to put the wrong people on the wrong tracks, and then you were set to go stand guard, and if any Steel Knights were to investigate, send them away. They weren't to look in this building. And then about 3 days into this job, a representative from the Finley family came to you and said, we don't need your services for the rest of this time. Here's your pay up front. Thank you for your time. We'll handle it from here. The only reason this was odd, you've done similar work before, nothing too crazy for you, is that the only name you were given for the person being held was Hex. Wally. You go back to about 4 weeks ago, about a month ago, and you recall there was a patron who had came into the shop and was looking to buy this not large, but this like adult size, like thick leather armor. And he had talked to you about it. He making nice conversation. He talks about how like, oh, he needs something to put on this, mannequin he has for his front room, and he wants something that has the runes on it, preferably something magical that he can brag about. And you point him in the direction of this amplified leather armor. It's like enchanted leather armor, and you talk about how it's extra and powerful in the sense of protection. It grants the wearer all these magical powers once they've attuned to it that you don't know of, because you don't get to wear the cool stuff that you buy. And he's super excited about it, pays well over tag price for it, and leaves. And the only reason these things are clicking for you is this one word, Hex, because he says to you, yeah, it's a good thing I've come into some money. Everyone says I'm a Hex, and I've had some really bad luck recently. and he leaves the shop. Ditch, can you make your history check for me? Oh, sorry, you did. I missed that. Ditch, you hear the word hex, and you get one of the very few real, true memories you've had in a long time. And it's of a young boy, probably in between Matt and Wally's age, talking to you outside of a very familiar building before it was on fire. And he's rambling and he's talking really fast. He says, no, Mr. Miller, you have to hear me out. You have to hear me out. They're going to kill him. You can't let these lunatic fucking cult members find him. You got to find him first and get the guards there. You got to have the Steel Knights find him. If the Steel Knights find him, then they'll arrest him and he can do his time. I know they're calling him a hex. He's not bad. He's just troubled. You got to find my brother. And you kind of grab this kid's hand, and memory's gone. Inanis, you are standing outside of a warehouse. Basically, large barricades have been set up. Massive crowds have been out. You see photographers, journalists. They're all kind of surrounding this area, shouting questions, shouting things at the Steel Knights in front of you. This is your kind of one of your finals. This is crime scene management, basically. You've been put here solo. There is a knight watching. He is not meant to intervene at all. This is your kind of finals for this specific course, right? And as you are getting the details of the crime scene, you are, taking statements, you are talking to witnesses, you're talking to the other sergeants and cadets in the area who are trying to do their jobs, and all that's happening. It's very hectic. It's a hard case. This is not an easy final. And as you're going through this final, Deegan comes up to you, and this is very odd because he shouldn't be here during your final. And he approaches you, and he says, "Inanis, have you identified the body yet?" And you look at him, you shake your head. Nothing's been confirmed. It's a fucking bloodbath in there. And he shakes his head and goes, "Okay, good. You're done here. Everything's finished. Unidentified male. No indicators of what happened. Seems like gang violence. Got it?" And he walks away. And you overhear, kind of eavesdrop as two sergeants are leaving the crime scene. And one of them says, That's fucking brutal, man. He's not even... They took his hands. They took the hex's hands. Church is fucking crazy." And they walk off. Boris, you are sitting in the dining hall. You have just been denied the hunt again. And the member who was selected over you opens the door, holds two severed hands over his head and a blade. And he holds them up high, and the entire hall cheers. Everyone loses their fucking minds. Party erupts, celebrations ensue, everyone starts drinking. You're the only one in the hall who remains seated. As the cheers go out, the hex is dead. The hex is dead. The hex is dead. And that is where we're going to end session 1 of Noximbres and the Six Boroughs.
God dang it.
Boars starts smiling and then erupts into damn near maniacal laughter
We end on a
when he realizes
a
it.
6.5 foot tall minotaur cackling like the Joker. Thank you all so very much for joining us on this start to our adventure. Hopefully you enjoyed what you saw, and if you did, please hit that follow button, and we will be back in a week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, for more investigations, more hunting down this hex, and finding out the true connection of our lovely 7 Noximbres. Have a wonderful night. I cannot thank you all enough, both you watching and you beautiful players. I am the luckiest DM in the world. And just because it's the premiere of it, I feel like it would be a disservice if we did not play our intro one final time to get a good look at it and give some much deserved props to our one and only beautiful master of art, Malik. MXW Design. Check out his Twitter, check out his Instagram. Everything is on our socials. Everything is retweeted, tagged, etc. And more to come on the art front for sure. This is not a one and done situation here. Things will change and things will get much prettier. So stick around for all that. And we'll see you guys next time. Welcome to the city of 1,000 streets, the city that thrives in the dark and has more than enough problems that need solving.
What at one point was a dozen or so small villages, the struggle to stay safe from the surrounding woods, soon formed an alliance based in trade and mutual need for survival.
Years would pass, and these villages would grow to a point where borders would clash. 12 became 10, and 10 became 7, until only one village remained. This resulted in a city so massive that traveling from the North Gate to the South Gate would take more than 2 days.
The 6 boroughs stand as both a symbol of unity and selfishness. Hiding behind the massive stone walls that protect the city, they also use the River Styx to divide them.
Life in the boroughs varies greatly the further west you live. East Haven, or better known today as the slums, gets the worst of it, with almost zero political assistance and the city guard turning a blind eye to its downfall. Meanwhile, New Noximbres stands as a beacon of hope and possibility, at least at face value.
Around every corner lies a new story and a new perspective. From the gangs that control the boroughs behind the scenes, to the Steel Knights who work to protect and serve while also helping themselves on the side. Even the traders that travel across all the boroughs to buy and sell wares see a side of Noximbres that some may never see.
The churches that worship and preach to anyone who will listen, some to the gods of the land, some to base ideals, the mercenaries and sellswords who work for the highest bidders, and the heroes who are few and far between, but do what they can to save their city.
A true metropolis spanning far and wide. What secrets rest just below the surface? And how long can the city stand when half of it could crumble at any moment?
Welcome to Noximbres.